We can't even get there. We're not even there yet. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that when
we're sunk down.
I had to piss so bad.
What? You just pissed?
Yeah, I just pissed right here.
I can't see that. That's so gross, dude.
What do you mean? I had to piss. It was
I just
going
called you
long.
Dude twice in the past 5 minutes.
We've been doing that for years, Max. Thanks for listening to Part of My Take.
I sunk down so you couldn't see anything. On today's Part of My Take, NFL Week 14. We've got a lot to discuss. There were some stinkers. There also was the Bills-Rams game, which was incredible. The Bears fucking suck. The Steelers and Vikings, I'm ready to start putting a lot more respect on their name. We're also going to talk a little college football playoff because it did just come out, so we'll maybe break down the bracket. I know we usually do Wednesdays, but feel like we have to do it today. We're going to do Who's Back of the Week, fastest 2 minutes. It's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The NBA season is rolling along. Playing Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA, is a way to get even more into action following your favorite players. It's super simple to get started. First, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. Track your picks for a shot at huge cash prizes. That's all there is to it. Pick 6 is available in most states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Missouri, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out now. New customers, play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. The fun of the NBA season continues with the most fun way to play fantasy sports. Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. The fun of the NBA season continues with the most fun way to play fantasy sports. Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, December 9th, week 14. What? What? They're not gonna get him.
Take some spread.
We start in Minnesota where Sam Hey Darnold played like a real football head, or as we should call him, Mr. Win. The announcers started calling Darnold Tyreek Hill with how many times he looked to add a son after Jordan scored 3 times on Sundays. Shirk responsibilities cousins look like Mincy out there, sharing 2 bad picks and refusing to go anywhere but south, as it may be time Atlanta to take out their Penix. Vikings 42, Falcons 21.
What? We go to Nashville, Tennessee, where yesterday someone macked out my mural. That type of energy will make the Jags move to Europe. With no Ariana Blonde, Trevor Lawrence, the Jags were relying on their ground game, saying, "Take you next, Bigsby." Tony Hinchcliffe-Pollard yet again roasted the giant pile of garbage known as the Jaguars D, while kicker Nick Folked around and had a triple-double, making both field goals. Doug Skeeterson keeps delaying the firing that will never come. Meanwhile, Brian Callahan's job is struggling to maintain a firm grip, leaving many Titans fans wondering if they could just do a better job themselves. Jaguars 10, Titans 6.
The Jaguars, huh?
Winning streak and Florida?
Down to Tampa where patty cake, Baker's men bake me a cade as fast as you can. Throw it and toss it and run it with Bucky. Put it in the oven for Che B and me. The Bucs seem to be playing like there was bad blood against AIDS and O'Connell, and we're all smiles giving HIVs. I'm sorry, that was Roman numerals. High fives on the sidelines. Desmond Ridder came on in relief, and the only thing Desmond does is rid your team a chance of ever winning a football game again. Nice guy, though. Heard he's a really nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Very nice guy. Bucs 28, Raiders 13. And we're staying in the state of Florida over the memes.
In Miami, this just in, Tyreek Hill has another BM, not baby mama, the dump he just left on the Jets. The Dolphins took a big number Tua on the Jets, beating them in OT 32-26. Anders Carlson was a workaholic with 4 field goals and 2 extra points. Aaron Kenny Rogers didn't play like a chicken today and got no help from running back Brandon Do the Chickens Have Large Allens, who looked anything but dynamite. They need a win. Stop doing this voice. They need a win next week to prevent being the Rizzler's height. 3-11. Dolphins 32, Jets 26.
Oh, the Rizzler, my favorite guy in the world. Okay, we head over to Max, Carolina and Philadelphia.
We head to Philly, where Bryce Neal Young was saying, "There's a lot of people saying we won't touch the spread. Don't feel like the Giants, but I am to them. So I try to forget it any way I can. Keep on rocking in the green world."
He found it.
And rock they did for most of this game, largely in part to Jake Malasek Elliott, who had fans wondering,
what is going on with NFL kickers?
Trailing by 6, the Panthers had a chance to take the lead late in the 4th, but Xavier Goose Eggette ended with a 0 in the touchdown department after dropping the game-winning score. Eagles 22, Panthers 16.
We go down to Glendale, where the Cardinals, dressed in all black, and laid in wait for the Seattle CEO Hawks. But Kyler Murray misfired twice early, and Zach Chardonnay made them whine as he barreled in for a couple sips pointers. Michael Jackson Smith and Jigba was singing, "Billie Jean's not my lover. He just a guy who once got punched in the jaw, but he likes throwing me the ball." Adding a score as the Seahawks escape like smooth criminals with a division win. Seahawks 30, Cardinals 18.
Staying out west to San Francisco, where Clock Purdy looked like Big Ben, letting the Bears know what time it was, saying this is our game to lose, and all the Bears could do was watch. Clock Purdy also looked like Big Ben, stalling in the pocket until he got exactly what he wanted. George Lucas Kittle almost Obi-Wan this game solo, mauling all over soft Bears defense. For those asking if the Niners are still good, yo, duh. While Caleb Williams couldn't compose a score. If you're asking what Brown can do for you, well, the answer is not win a football game as the Bears lose again. Niners 38, Bears 13. For the game of the day, Henry Lockwood was on the scene.
Yes, in Los Angeles. Kyron Sanat Williams said, "Thank you, Bills, for the 7 gifted points," as he crossed over the goal line to get the scoring started. Josh Allen Ginsberg punched in a 1-yarder and then howled at the hostile Rams crowd. In the second quarter, the Bills drop back to punt, and it's blocked and scooped up by Hunter S. Thompson Long, and he was gonzo into the end zone for another touchdown. Pookie Hawk Tua was pulling the rug from under the Bills' D all day to the tune of 162 yards and 2 scores. As the Bills tried to mount a comeback, return of the Mac Hollins caught a TD, as did Khalil Shakira's, whose hips did not lie. However, the Bills' defense did, and they fall in a shootout, 44-42.
Great job, Hank.
Was that a poetry reference, Henry?
Multiple, boom.
Wow.
I didn't know you were that educated.
I'm literate.
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston, Cuyahoga, such a fine sight to see. You're not Deshaun, thank God. Watson's not allowed to wave a towel terribly. Come on, Tony, Kadarius, blow me. The Steelers put some fries on your bologna.
Steelers 27, Browns 14, and that is the fastest 2 minutes for week 14 in the NFL. It's brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for pardon my take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado's a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of, pardon my take jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Silverado has been our ride for a cross-country trip to the Super Bowl. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week, and they have everything. Silverado brings the grit too, legendary grit paired with modern truck tech inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked-out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss. So head on over to Chevy.com to build your own Silverado or Silverado HD and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, week 14 in the books. PFT, we had not the most exciting early slate of games, but it all made up for it with the Bills-Rams game in the afternoon.
One of the best games of the year.
But what I was going to say was we made it. All bye weeks are done.
Yep.
We finally did it. We're in the home stretch, so we will hopefully not have another Sunday like this where it's like there were multiple games that I was not watching whatsoever.
There were teams also that I missed.
Yeah.
There were big hole. Like I miss watching Jaden play football.
Yeah.
That's what I realized today.
You missed who else was on bye? The Ravens. The Ravens are a big hole.
Big hole.
Big
gaping hole with the Ravens.
Gaping hole from the Ravens.
The Colts.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I missed him.
Doing something
crazy.
Something crazy and having a discourse about it. But we did have a couple good games early.
Patriots. We missed them.
Yeah.
And no Bo.
Yeah.
No Bo.
We had no Bo this week.
I forgot about Bo.
Yeah.
Should never forget about Bo. We did have, though, I walked away from Sunday being like, I think there are two teams that I'm not respecting enough, and we'll start with the first one. Vikings 42, Falcons 21. This was the Sam Darnold show, and Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, but holy shit, Sam Darnold was 22 for 28, 347 yards, 5 touchdowns, and the Vikings, why aren't we talking about the Vikings like the Eagles and the Lions? I know that they have a couple tough games coming up, but damn, the Vikings are good.
So it's funny you brought that up, because I pulled up the Vikings schedule here. And so they've got the Bears.
Yeah, win for them.
The Seahawks.
Yeah.
The Packers and the Lions. The last 2 weeks are going to be very, very interesting, at least.
Yeah, they're going to find out what they really are. But the Vikings, all they do is just keep winning. They had that 2-game losing streak where they lost to the Lions, then lost to the Rams with the Sam Darnold face mask call. But they're just really, really good. And I know this was a close game for a while, and then Ray McLeod fumbled, and it basically just opened up wide. But the Sam Darnold is awesome. Sam Darnold, are we at the point where the Vikings should consider re-signing Sam Darnold?
Yes, you probably should, because JJ's probably good, but you don't know. But we know that Sam's good.
Sam Darnold's also only 27 years old.
We know that Sam is good.
Yeah. He was
There's
really
enough.
good today.
I don't want to hear anybody waiting for Sam Darnold to turn back into a pumpkin.
He might.
He's turning into pumpkin spice. Mm-hmm. It's December.
Yeah,
Get on board.
Like those, I thought it was replays when we were watching, because there was multiple times where he would scramble around and then hit Jordan Addison or Justin Jefferson just standing by themselves.
Yeah.
50 yards down the field.
The Vikings have achieved like a full circle thing where Justin Jefferson, amazing receiver, and we all know that. He's so like physically dominant that you have to put like 2 guys on him.
Yep.
And then Jordan Addison, he started to put up so many numbers that people are like, oh, fuck, we got to cover Jordan Addison.
How do we do this?
And guess what? Jefferson is back open now.
Yes. Yeah. They basically were switching back and forth. They were doing the Ray Allen tweet with the receivers.
They were. There was one play in particular where I think it was Jefferson had his hand up after he was 6 yards downfield, kept his hand up for about 10 seconds to throw him the damn ball.
Yeah.
Then the Falcons defensive back just falls down. Jefferson catches it, walks into the end zone. They did the white girls dance on him.
Yeah.
They got pretty disrespectful.
Well, they scored so many times. They had to, they got deep. Jordan Addison scored 3 times. Justin Jefferson scored twice. I feel like both those guys, once you get to your 3rd touchdown, you're deep in your bag of celebrations.
Yeah, but I'm impressed that they had that many celebrations choreographed, ready to go.
Yeah, well, it was I just think the Vikings are surging at the right time. This also was, I don't think there's bad blood with Vikings fans and Kirk Cousins, but it had to feel good knowing that Sam Darnold had his best game of his career in front of Kirk Cousins, who left the franchise last year or this offseason. And Sam Darnold in his last 4 games is 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Kirk Cousins is 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yeah,
He looks like he went back into a pumpkin.
It is.
Not a lot of quarterbacks have gone 4 weeks with 0 touchdowns.
It's bad. And it wasn't all Kirk Cousins' fault, because they were, the Falcons' defense was just letting guys run wide open. Kirk Cousins didn't play well. That interception, that one-handed interception in the end zone by the Vikings was so sick.
That was a good pick. I think Kirk said after the game that it was, at one point it was tied 21-21, And then I think it might have been.
I think that was the Ray-Ray McCloud.
Yeah, then the next time he touched the ball, I think they were down 14.
Yeah. I think the Vikings scored, then kicked off, then the Ray-Ray McCloud, then it just the whole game got away from them. But
there is a little bit of bad blood there because they booed him.
Yeah,
they greeted Kirk Cousins with boos. Which
I didn't expect
I would
that.
Personally, love to be greeted with boos.
Yeah,
but for Kirk, like, it seems a little. I don't know. Maybe they don't like the fact that he left.
I don't know.
He could have taken less money and stayed there.
He was pretty good for a really long time. Maybe it's just like they never got to a Super Bowl.
Well,
I don't know.
I shouldn't condescend towards Vikings fans because I actually know exactly what they're going through.
Yeah.
Because I myself dealt with it for a while post Kirk Cousins. You get frustrated at Kirk for not being like a great quarterback. You have him on your team for a while. He's pretty good and he's pretty consistent most of the time. And then he leaves to take more money somewhere. And you're like, I hate that guy because I feel like I wasted years of potentially good teams.
But you shouldn't boo in this game because Kirk Cousins helped you win this game.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold is significantly better at this point of his career than Kirk Cousins
Correct.
is.
The best revenge is living well.
Yeah. So it was when I say it wasn't all Kirk Cousins' fault, he did not play well. He has not played well in the last 4 games. But the Falcons did have 127 yards of penalties. They had the fumble on the kickoff. They also just let Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson run wild. The Falcons are. We said it on Friday. We're gonna be doing this show on Monday, and it's gonna be the Bucs in first place in the NFC South, and that's exactly what happened. And the Falcons are. It just feels like it's all falling apart at the end here. And Michael Penix.
It might be Penix time.
It might be Penix time.
So,
you drafted him. Why wouldn't you get him a little like?
In a weird way, that might have been a great move on draft night. We'll see what happens. But the way that Kirk's playing, having a first-round pick that you can go to is a luxury that I think a lot of teams don't have. If he's at least a spark, he's something new.
Well, and if the season is I mean, they still have the tiebreaker against the Bucs, and their schedule is not super, super hard. Their hardest game is against the Commanders. They play the Raiders and Giants next. But if your season's over, you might as well get Michael Penix in.
Yeah.
You got to get him some starts.
So then the Vikings they don't really have a decision to make this offseason because you kind of have to keep Kirk Cousins around.
You mean the Falcons?
Sorry, the Falcons.
Yes, because the Vikings do have a decision.
Yes, you have a big decision to make. But the Falcons kind of have their hands tied in a way.
I don't know. I always know the NFL salaries and contracts are fake.
Cousins' cap hit next year. His salary is pretty much guaranteed for 2 seasons.
Got it.
So if you cut him this offseason, you're going to owe him like $50 million against the cap.
Got it.
The Falcons don't have a lot of cap room to work with. The only thing you can try maybe to work out, but he probably has no trade clause, is a trade with another team that is in a similar situation with a quarterback that they're paying way too much guaranteed money to.
Yeah.
The Browns.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
I think that they both probably have no trade clauses. But didn't Deshaun, he was like thinking about going to the Falcons?
I think so.
I just don't think Kirk would go to Cleveland.
I don't think that makes sense. And also, Cleveland's spoken for.
Yes.
Jameis is going to be there, and he's going to get a new young quarterback. They're going to draft one. He's going to train him, and he's going to keep the Jameis flame going forever. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the clock is ticking now with Kirk Cousins. Very nice guy, but especially if the season, like, what have they lost 4 in a row, and it feels like they have no momentum whatsoever. This was why last week was actually the game that I was like, that had to be the most disappointing game because their defense played so well last week against the Chargers, and then you went back to being the Falcons' defense this week. And now, I throw in Michael Penix.
Yeah,
throw in Michael Penix.
Do you think Cousins is hurt?
He might be. He could just be older.
He looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He looks very uncomfortable in the pocket.
Also, playing with Brian
for a
Flores' defense is not fun.
That's true. Do you think that some teams, do you think the Falcons blitzed more today because they were playing against that defense?
Yeah.
That blitzes you more?
Yeah.
So then the coordinator's like, I'm gonna blitz you too.
Yeah, let's do a nuclear arms race of blitzes.
And you should not blitz Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold is really good against the blitz.
And they're like, hey, you call off the blitz, we'll call off the blitz.
Yeah, exactly.
Gentleman's game, no more blitzes.
You get caught into playing their game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Sam Darnold, that was the best game of his career. He's 27 years old. Is it crazy to watch this, Memes?
Yeah, it's wild. Should have been on the Jets, but he's on the purple pastures.
But yeah, Big Cat, to your original point, I was going to say, I feel like the Vikings are right there, like second tier NFC.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, they'll prove it when they play the Lions in the Packers. Like, if they beat the Lions and Packers, why aren't they first tier?
Yeah, they could be.
Yeah. So they played the Lions very close. They've already beaten the Packers.
They beat the Eagles too in the preseason.
Yeah, in the preseason. Max was getting upset there. He's
I
like,
know.
no way.
Max, just so you know, the last minute of part of my take has been me and Big Cat subtly trolling you, hoping that you'll lose your shit.
Nope.
I think the Vikings are really good.
They are.
Yeah.
They're good.
The Vikings look different this week. I thought this was like an eye-opening week for them.
Correct. I was like,
So
this
I
is.
thought that they were frauds, and I'm like, they're legit.
Yeah, right. Because I don't know, like, no matter how good your defense is, having to cover their weapons is a matchup nightmare. Like, there's just no, they're so goddamn good. And it looks like the Vikings, I mean, they're 11-2 right now. It feels like unless they can beat the Packers and the Lions, they're going to be in that 5th seed, and they're going to be a team that no one wants to play.
Well, so they beat the Packers 31-29. They lost to the Lions 31-29.
Yeah.
They're right in there.
The Packers game was the one where Jordan Love was terrible in the first half and then caught fire.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lions game was back and forth. Yeah, I'm a believer in the Vikings. I feel like the NFC playoffs, I've been thinking of it as like a 2-team race, and we'll actually get to another team, the Seahawks, where it's like there are 5 teams now in the NFC playoffs where I'm like, I don't know, man. They're playing great ball right now.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell, maybe coach of the year. He's in the discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Okay, next up, Steelers-Browns. Steelers 27, Browns 14. The Steelers' regular season home game streak against the Browns can now officially drink. It's 21 years since the Browns have beaten the Steelers in the regular season in Pittsburgh. Also, the Browns have not swept the Steelers since 1988.
Yeah, I saw the 88 thing. That's a rough one. But you did win that playoff game. I know it was COVID.
Yeah.
But you'll always have that.
That counts.
With Baker.
That absolutely counts.
We got a little bad Jameis today.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, my problem with Jameis's first interception today wasn't that it was thrown to a defensive tackle, wasn't that it was a misguided throw, ill-advised throw. It wasn't a fun Jameis interception.
No.
I get bummed out when I see boring Jameis Winston dull interceptions.
He just missed that the lineman slipped there, slipped underneath and was standing right there for it.
Yeah, we did, however, get some Kadarius Toney slapstick comedy today.
Oh, my God.
So he muffed the punt at the very end, just kind of dropped it and fell down. But the punt that he had before that where he caught it successfully and then after the whistle just threw the ball at the Steelers and got a penalty. Like he is the best at actively making your team lose games.
He has to be the record in negative EPA.
Negative WAR.
Yeah, when the ball went just right through his hands for the punt, we all were like, "Wait, was that Kadarius Toney? What the fuck?" He is, he's not good, and the Browns had him out there. The Browns also have maybe the worst kicker in the league because I feel like Hopkins just misses a kick every single week, and the Browns are bad. But I walked away from this game. The Steelers, no George Pickens. Not as fun without George Pickens, although Pat Freiermuth did punt a ball into the stands, and he said someone had to get fined with George out.
Yep, he did that one for George. It's like pulling one out,
Yeah, but the Steelers' defense showed why they're one of the best units in football. And Russ, who was bad, not great in the first half, kind of righted it in the second half, got Mike Williams going. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for the Steelers. Like, the Steelers are going to be a really tough because I'm always thinking like the old Russ is going to not old Russ, but like Broncos Russ is going to show up.
Yeah,
it might just be dead. He might just be old Russ, Seahawks Russ.
He's playing with a lot more confidence. Like with the way that he's moving around the pocket, he's not really thinking. He's just going.
Yeah,
which is good, Russ. And then the moon balls are back for sure. The Steelers defense was awesome today. First play of the game. The Browns ran the play where they don't block T.J. Watt, and they hope that he's not fast enough to get to the ball carrier. It happens every week. I don't know. I still have no idea how teams try to do this and think they can get away with it.
Yeah, they also did the play where they didn't block Alex Highsmith multiple times.
Yeah, that one too.
It was just the Steelers defense was all over Jameis. And by the way, Jameis, I think God answered his prayers because the interception he did throw did not result in a pick six. He threw 2. Neither of them brought back for a touchdown.
Delivered from pick sixes. He's good. I do want Jameis to stick around in Cleveland. I want them to draft a quarterback. I want him to have like a new puppy that he can train and maybe get some life back into Jameis. I want that. What about Shedeur Sanders to the Browns?
There's no way that
and then
Deion Sanders will let Shedeur Sanders go to the Browns.
And then Jameis gets moved. Then they bring Deion up to be co-head coach as Kevin, and then they put Jameis at offensive coordinator in the year.
Yeah, there's 0% chance.
No.
Shedeur Sanders. By the way, I have a tweet because everyone says that Jameis had a bad game. Not great. I just want to throw this out there. Jameis Winston, 45. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the 45 is. So 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Loss versus an elite defense. People say bum, can't trust him. Kyler had 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Loss, but he got paid. Cousins, 344 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Loss, also paid. Bryce, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's been rejuvenated. Jameis is never judged versus peers, but versus perfection, so he can be denigrated.
There you go. That's
that
how
was
it
from
goes.
Jameis 1 of 1.
That's how it goes. Let the record show Jameis did not have the worst week of any quarterback.
Yeah.
Yet again.
Bum can't trust him while everyone else gets paid.
So now the Steelers are in a 2-game lead in that division, right? They got 10 wins. Ravens have 8.
And they got the big game coming up next weekend.
The big game.
The big game against the Eagles, right?
The Battle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the Steagles. That's going to be we'll find out if the Eagles are for real.
Yeah.
Game.
If they're on the Vikings level yet.
Yeah. But I'm a full believer in Russ.
So what?
It's crazy to say. I never thought I'd be back here.
What is holding you back from fully believing in the Steelers? Because I believed in them for about a month.
I'm saying I do.
Is there anything, though, like if you were to nitpick them in the playoffs?
It's Russ.
It's Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Russ, ending up being, like the pressure gets to him and he takes sacks, and it's Russ. But I mean, their defense has always been incredible.
If anybody makes the moment too big, it could be Russ.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only hiccup. Everything else, and obviously they need George Pickens back because their offense is so much more fun with him.
Fun for us, although Tomlin was pretty feisty after the game. He's like, I've been telling you guys that this offense is good even without Pickens.
I mean, Mike Williams got going.
Yeah.
He made a sick catch. Okay, next up we have Eagles 22, Panthers 16. Survive in advance.
Yep.
The Eagles survive in advance. Almost lost the game.
Xavier Legette dropped the winning touchdown catch.
Bryce Young outplayed Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people are saying.
The Eagles kind of played down to their competition.
Yeah. The Eagles should have it felt like they should have won by more just because Saquon was every time they handed him the ball, he would rip off 10 yards. But they were trying to get the passing offense going, and now we have A.J. Brown saying he was asked afterward what the issue is. He said the passing.
He didn't say the passing game.
He didn't say offense. He said passing.
He didn't say the receiving.
He said passing.
He said the passing. I do want to just clarify something I said earlier about them playing down to their competition. I actually don't think that's the case. I think the Panthers might just be kind of okay.
No, the Panthers' last 5 games are win-win, lost by 3 to the Chiefs, division leader, lost by 3 to the Bucs, division leader, lost by 6 to the Eagles, division leader. The Panthers are playing great ball.
They can play a 1-score game against anybody in the league.
Yeah. No, that was an impressive performance from Bryce Young. I do think he is the quarterback of the future now for the Panthers, which is awesome because it looked like 1-7. It looked like everything was lost. Now you not only have a quarterback, but you have a coach in Dave Canales who's, coaching them up. They're not a great roster, and he's staying with all these teams that are going to be playoff teams. So yeah, I'm a believer in this Panthers team going forward with Bryce Young, which is crazy to say. But the Eagles, they're fine.
There's another issue.
They're fine, but the passing, that A.J. Brown, you would rather not have A.J. Brown kind of call out Jalen Hurts.
The passing and the kicking.
And the kicking. Jake Elliott has not made a 50-yard field goal this year.
Kicking is a major, major problem right now.
0 for 5 on kicks over 50
The panic
yards.
button is officially...
They were in a spot to kick a 57-yarder to make the game 6-9. Yeah,
2-score game.
And they chose not to.
Last year, you make that decision 1,000 times out of 1,000.
It's automatic.
Yeah. There was no question about it last year. Now it's like you can't trust them to do anything.
So, Max, you've been trying to line things up just perfectly going into next week. You've been thinking about the Steelers game for a while. I would say that winning a close one that you could have lost at the end, pretty good way to head into the Steelers matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers game is big. It's more so big just because of the Barstool aspect of it, though. It's a big game, but it's an AFC team.
But you're trying to get the 1 seed.
And you're trying to make a statement.
Correct. But if it's not as important as the other 3 games going forward because it's an AFC game and the tiebreaker is
every game should be important.
Every game is important. This Panthers game was important. I said that this game was funky, and I thought it was going to be an NFL makes no sense game.
Yes.
basically was.
It was. I mean,
Yeah.
Xavier Legette catches that ball, although you were saying, we're fine.
Well, there's still 45 seconds and 3 timeouts.
But Jake Elliott.
Yeah. Jake Elliott.
So what are you concerned at all, though, about A.J. Brown? Because that feels concerning.
But AJ Brown does that shit like every other week. Like if he that's
You're not concerned?
I guess, but not really because that's just like kind of the way AJ is. He doesn't. We've talked about that with good receivers. Is that like you want a little bit of
Yeah, you want that. Jalen Hurts
because he didn't catch a lot of balls. I'm sure if he caught 6 balls and it was the exact or if he caught the Devontae Smith touchdown, he doesn't say it.
The Jalen Hurts had a couple weird plays. That one where he just slid for like a 9-yard loss when he could have thrown it away. That one was bizarre.
That looked like he got hurt. It was like one of those plays where it looked like he got hurt.
Yeah.
He does that from time to time. He like runs slowly at a diagonal and then just lays down.
It was
Yeah.
that was weird.
And the other thing that would be concerning is the Eagles now 13 games, 10 of them they've been shut out in the first quarter.
It's about how you finish, not how you start.
Starting fast, though, in the playoffs is very important.
Not if you can finish strong,
But if you get in a hole against a playoff team, that could be a problem.
but if you can come back.
That's true. You could come back.
But what if you get in a hole early and then
you can't come back.
But that's what happens. That's what happens to the Eagles every game.
But then you don't get the running game going against a good team.
Would you rather
against? I mean, that's what we've done.
Would you rather start slow or start fast?
I would rather start fast.
Okay.
And then finish fast.
Okay.
But if I had the choice between starting fast and finishing fast, I would choose finishing fast.
You like to finish fast.
I love to finish fast.
Yeah, I think we all do.
I'm
Get in,
so
get out.
good at finishing fast.
It's actually one of my strengths. One of the only ones. AJ Brown. So here's a fun stat. Saquon Barkley, he's now 94 yards a game. So 4 games left, 94 yards a game away from 2,000. He also has the Eagles' record in rushing yards in a season, passing LaShawn McCoy. And the craziest thing is that was Lane Johnson's rookie year. So Lane Johnson
crazy.
has been part of both. LaShawn McCoy's previous record, Eagles season single season record, and now Saquon Barkley's single season record. Lane Johnson's the best.
So this would be a good time just to remind everybody, O.J. Simpson, much better football player than human being. Through 14 games, he had 2,003 yards.
Wow.
Pretty crazy season.
Wow.
Say what you want about the guy.
Different league, though.
He could run with a football.
He could run with the football. Did you? I heard you guys saying Guantanamo Bay. He wore the shirt today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that was our shirt.
No, I don't think it's our shirt.
Yeah.
I don't think. Do we make them?
I have prints of them.
Oh, you
but I
didn't
don't
make
know
them?
if-
Oh no.
Was it Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah, it was Guantanamo.
No,
Bay.
ours is San Quinion.
It's 'cause, yeah, San Quinion.
San Quinion. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Different prison.
Yeah. He's got that one. Why didn't you? You got to put him up.
I think it was like a.
they didn't want to be associated with the prison.
But he's
I don't know.
associating himself with the prison.
No, I'm saying like we didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. But now that he did,
He
maybe,
did it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can.
But he's also kind of outed himself as being Guantanamo Bay guy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We did put it up. We did
San
put it up.
Quinion.
San Quinion is alive in the Barstool store.
Hank, you weren't here for it, but Max was getting very upset at me in PFT,
Yes.
screaming at us.
Well, they're just you guys are just trolls.
I was just saying, oh no.
yeah, we said
after
oh,
every
no.
play. Oh
Well, there was a
no.
lot of oh no's. You guys couldn't get off the field on third down.
Oh
That's not
no.
right.
Yeah, he was screaming at us. It was PFT and I might have turned to each other, being like, "This would be in a boring early slate. This would be pretty good for the pod if they lost to the Panthers.
It would have been.
Especially
But
after his
selfishly-
Lions rant on Thursday.
Max's Eagles won the game.
Yeah, good job, Max's
Yeah.
Eagles.
Sometimes you just got to win a game.
Bad producing. Max's Eagles.
Do you know what's a crazy Saquon stat for you, Max? Saquon has 14 times this season gone down at the 1 or the 2 yard line. And then Jalen Hurts takes his touchdowns. It's bullshit.
He doesn't care.
I care because
he's a
I
team to
had
team to
you
team.
switch from Tyrone Tracy, which I'm sorry, but you also didn't come with conviction.
Tyrone Tracy did score.
I understand. I said sorry. That's why I said sorry.
Okay.
But you also didn't come with conviction.
I wasn't sure if you were apologizing to me or if you were
No, I was apologizing to the
listeners.
AWOs.
Yeah.
It did feel like I think there was one play on the 2 yard line where instead of doing the tush push, they tried to hand it to Saquon.
And he didn't get it.
And he didn't get it. They were trying to get him as MVP.
You were right. You were right about that.
But it didn't work out. But yeah, he had
Still had a
another
great
incredible game.
I still think he had like
124 yards rushing. Yeah, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast.
So he has the Eagles single season record right now, huh? I think
yes.
he passed Shady. I think Shady. What would Shady have? What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah. LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lane Johnson was the rookie for LaShawn McCoy. The Panthers are. Who do the Panthers play? They're gonna pick someone off. They're so fucking close. They're so close. They're actually a fun team to watch. I don't know if they play anyone. No. Maybe I guess the Panthers could decide the Bucs or the Falcons. They play them in the last 2 weeks of the season.
That's going to be interesting.
They could beat one of those two teams.
Because you're going to have Falcons fans then probably rooting for the Saints in the last game of the season.
Because the Saints are playing
the Bucs.
Yeah.
Wow. This league.
Yeah, tangled web. Okay, well let's go to the NFC South. Bucs 28, Raiders 13. This is a weird game because I feel like the Bucs should have won this game by a lot more. They were up 14-0. It looked like they were cruising, and then they just let the Raiders hang around, and they needed some Aiden O'Connell, some Desmond Ritter.
Yeah,
we're on to Desmond Ritter.
So Aiden O'Connell, he got injured. I think he got shoved from behind by Levante David. I couldn't see where he hurt himself, but apparently he got carted off in an air cast.
Yes.
So it was bad.
Yes.
It was a bad injury.
Yes.
So now Raiders, you have to watch Desmond Ritter every Sunday.
Or the guy who they're going to bring up as the backup is going to be Carter Bradley, Gus Bradley's son.
Oh, how about that?
Isn't that crazy?
I guess that's
former
crazy.
Toledo, and I can't remember where else. Southern Miss, maybe, quarterback. But yeah, Carter Bradley. Okay. I need to see Carter Bradley.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, the Raiders starting Gardner Minshew, Desmond Ritter, Aiden O'Connell, and Carter Bradley in one season. Just might as well go all the way.
You couldn't really plan it out that poorly, I don't think.
No. The Raiders do have the number 1 pick, though, right now.
And Shedeur Sanders did tweet, "Thank you, God," after the game was over.
Yeah. What are you going to say?
An AWL DM me, but if they have beat the Chiefs because of their strength of schedule, they'd be like the 8th pick.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So they were lucky to not win that game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It could change the course of their franchise.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Tankathon right now, which I am, the Las Vegas Raiders picking first, Giants picking second.
Both need QBs.
And
Both need QBs.
The New England Patriots picking third.
Yeah, that was Mac Jones helping you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mac Jones got a win. He helped the Patriots go to third. Brock Bowers got the rookie tight end record for receptions, 87. But yeah, I didn't you guys think the same thing where it was like, I don't know what it is about the Bucs. I think they're good. They have moments where they're good. And then they have moments where it feels like an entire quarter goes by where Baker Mayfield gets like 15 screens or short passes blocked at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're not super consistent, and
they can run the ball well.
I think not having Bucky for most of the game was a pretty big problem too. So people are big mad about Bucky.
But then Rashad White had a really good game.
Rashad White had a great game, but people are big mad about Bucky.
Why?
Fantasy players are big mad about Bucky.
I have him on my team.
Yeah, because he was like kind of will he or won't he all week, and then they said he's going to play on Sunday, and then after like a quarter and a half, they just took him out for precautionary reasons. They said, and he didn't go back in the game.
He played.
Yeah, he did.
This is big time, like fantasy owners scorned season.
Yeah.
Where it's like it gets really, really testy if a guy doesn't play or has a bad game because we're in the playoffs or we're about to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, there will be. I'm going to go Mike Flory here. There will be lawyers that try to sue teams and sue the NFL.
Yes.
For potential damages done to your fantasy team.
Yeah. I do think the Bucs are going to win the NFC South. We've been saying that for a while now. I just don't know. If they play the Vikings in the first round. I like the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love Baker, but I think he's banged up, and he also it just seems like there will be times where their offense kind of falls asleep. They should have. When this game started, I was convinced that they were going to just run over the Raiders because it felt like the Raiders had the quit factor. And then it was a legitimate game up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it is cool seeing Scott Turner and Norv Turner up in the booth for the Raiders.
Hell yeah. The big issue is their dogs getting along. That's what we learned.
Yeah,
the anecdote that they told us on the broadcast.
So he moved in with Scott.
So, yes. So Norv and his wife, I guess Scott's mom, moved into their house, and everyone's getting along except the dogs.
Yeah. I want to know what kind of dogs they are.
That can happen from time to time.
To me, if I'm just guessing based on just coach vibes, I bet they've got small dogs.
Yeah.
I think they've got two, maybe even the same type of dog.
Yeah.
Like two small. They each have Yorkies.
Or pugs.
And yeah, and they look a lot alike, but they hate each other.
And they call them brothers.
Yeah.
And they don't like each other.
Mm-hmm. Your brother ate his dinner.
Yeah.
Your brother's going to eat your dinner if you don't get in here.
Oh, no, don't do that to your brother. I have nothing else on this game. Sincere McCormick, I guess, actually.
Cool name.
He's good for the Raiders. The Raiders are on their third and fourth running backs.
Yeah.
And trying to make the whole thing out of, and their third quarterback. So Scott Turner just even getting them to score a point.
That's a win.
Probably be coordinator of the year.
That's a massive win.
If I had a vote for coordinator of the year, he would win coordinator of the year.
If you're a Raiders fan, you want to get to this offseason because you don't know what the hell your franchise is going to do.
Yeah.
Like things are about to get weird in Las Vegas.
Oh, I do have one other thing. Antonio Pierce, which shouldn't shock you, one of the dumbest challenges of all time. That I think it was, can you find it? I think it was Jacoby Myers maybe on the sideline where I don't even know if he got 1 foot in.
Barely got 1 foot in.
He barely got 1 foot in.
And the second foot was like so far out of bounds, it was past the white, like where the chalk ended.
And like Antonio Pierce should be a bad challenge guy. Like Justified Vibes, he's just not going to be a good challenge guy.
He's a rage challenger.
Yeah, he's a rage challenger who's just not going to win a lot of challenges. And like a football guy challenger. See if you can do Antonio Pierce challenge. It was so bad.
I just looked up Antonio Pierce challenge on Google, and there's 4 different things that are written about 4 separate weeks of questionable Antonio Pierce challenges.
Yeah, here it is. Look at this.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
He touched his right foot out of bounds before he barely got 1 toe in. I don't even think he got 2. I don't even think he got 1 foot in.
I don't think he did.
It's one of the worst.
He was coaching college.
Yeah.
For a long time.
But even in college, that's not a catch.
I know.
Because he stepped out of bounds before he even got maybe a little bit of a toe in.
Yeah, in college, I would say that's a terrible challenge.
Yeah. I just like that. I like being able to like rely on my gut instincts with some of these things. And if you had asked me with no data backing it up, like, is Antonio Pierce good at challenge? I'd be like, fuck no.
Yeah, I wonder
but he'll do one to try to change the momentum.
I wonder what the Raiders system is for challenging these calls. It might just be Antonio Pierce on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like he's listening to the radio call of the game.
He's basically just a gambler where he's like, please, maybe this will hit.
Might be Mark Davis up in the booth.
That was no different than doing a 15-team parlay.
No.
Challenging that play. There's 0% chance.
That was hoping that the refs would make a historic mistake.
The refs would be like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
We feel bad for how your season's going. Okay, before we get to the other 3 games, let's do a couple ads.
Yeah, before we get back to football, it's brought to you by our good friends over at Mountain Dew. You know what we need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. We drank Mountain Dew when we were at Camp Barstool. It was delicious. I had a bunch of Code Reds. They got the Baja Blast. Mountain Dew changed the game. Mountain Dew, it'll put you on a mountain where the weather's always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. Love tossing a Frisbee while holding Mountain Dew in one hand. Love playing video games while drinking a Dew. Love Frisbee golf, wiffle ball, pickleball. It's all better with Mountain Dew. The mountain's calling. You should answer. Grab your friends. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and you can do the Dew. These games are also brought to you by our good friends at NASCAR. NASCAR season. Yep, they're going fast. They're going left. The adrenaline of the Daytona 500 is something you have to experience in person. There's nothing like witnessing the stars of NASCAR battle for position going 200 miles per hour on a 2.5-mile speedway. 40 drivers will compete against the likes of Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, and Bubba Wallace as they try to make their mark to start a historic NASCAR season. You don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sporting event. You can purchase your tickets today for the 2025 Daytona 500 at Daytona500.com. Check them out, Daytona500.com. That's a bucket list event. I really want to go to the Daytona 500 at some point. Seems like a great time. Get your tickets now at Daytona500.com.
Okay, here's a game that I can't say that I watched a lot of. Saints 14, Giants 11.
I saw some of it.
I saw Drew Lock running.
I saw Drew Lock running directly into 2 defenders when he could have run for a first down.
And then I saw him running for like 25 yards, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, that was a nice run.
I also saw the stat that he was 0 for 8 in the first quarter.
I saw Darren Rizzi almost knock out his punter.
That was
on the
awesome.
sideline. So Darren Rizzi, former special teams guy.
Yeah.
I guess once a special teams guy, always
It's in his blood.
obsessed with special teams.
I'm going to guess he's going to continue being a special teams guy after this season, too.
He was so mad at his punter. It looked for a second like he was going to punch him.
Yes.
Alvin Kamara had to get in between them, separate them, be like, dude, you can't yell like that at a punter. He's not a football player. Like
Yeah.
you're going to break your punter down. The punter, to his credit, did a pretty good job of being like, yes, sir. Yes, coach. Yes, coach. Please don't hurt me, sir. And then after the game, Rizzi said to the media, he was like, yeah, I think we're cool now, though. Like, he took what I said, and he's a football player, so he's going to respond well to it. I don't know if the punter's cool with it, if the punter is as much just like thankful he didn't get his ass kicked on the sidelines.
Yeah, his life flashed before his eyes.
But they're cool. They're cool with it. One thing that I thought was interesting was Derek Carr. So he got injured in the game.
Yeah.
He credit to Derek Carr. The season's kind of like gone down the tubes a little bit. He's scrambling for a first down. He goes full airborne, jumping to try to get a first down over like 3 guys, lands on his left wrist, does something to it, breaks it.
Yeah.
And then after the game, or even as this was happening, I saw a lot of Saints fans being like, Derek Carr is a fucking moron for trying to go Superman in this lost cause of a season. But I think, like, great for Derek Carr.
Yeah, he's balling out. He's got pride.
Yeah.
You want to still have pride?
Yeah, like, I get it. It's kind of a meaningless game. No one's going to look back on this game against the Giants and be like it was 14-11 in the fourth quarter and Derek Carr went Super Saiyan against him. No one's going to think about that, but Derek Carr does.
But you also got to remember, Derek Carr is still probably going to play.
He
like
might.
last year, he played with an entire broken back.
The
and
difference
wouldn't come out of
is
the game.
He might need surgery. And so
He might still play.
you think he's going to delay his surgery?
I mean, do you remember last year
Yeah.
when we just begging for Jameis and Derek Carr was like in a walker
yeah,
and he couldn't, and he just kept on going out there? He's crazy like that.
he is.
So that might be Spencer Rattler for you.
It might be Spencer.
Or Jacob Hayner.
Listen, you play who you play.
You play who you play. We also had at the game, there was a plane over MetLife Stadium that said, it had a message attached to it. It said, Mr. Mara, enough. Please fix this dumpster fire.
I like that they referred to him as Mr. Mara.
Yeah.
Very classy.
Yeah, wanted to keep it classy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a scumbag. You know, you're not a scumbag, Mr. Mara. You're just Mr. Mara. And then,
Dayball saw the banner.
yeah, and so did Malik Neighbors. He was asked about it. He said, I ain't paid for that plane.
Yeah.
So that's so there we got one person we could scratch off the list. Did Dayball say anything about it?
He basically said, I'm trying to fix it too.
Yeah. Dayball looked like he was going to cry after Graham Gano got his kick blocked at the end of the game.
Yeah, that was tough. But that actually might be like a Darren Rizzi specialty.
Yeah,
Because
they've done it twice.
teams against the Saints since Darren Rizzi have taken over, I think they're now 1 for 7 on field goals.
Wow, field goal defense.
He's got great field goal defense.
field goal defense. Yeah, the block kick that was almost identical to the one they did. Like I think it was week 10. So yeah, he's still a special teams coach. And we also had a funny moment where there was a tweet that was saying that Malik Neighbors screamed during a play. You're all calling plays like I ain't out here. And then Tyrann Mathieu corrected it in community notes and he was like, that was actually me.
Yeah.
So he was just taunting Drew Lock and the Giants offense.
Yeah, it's bad, but for a different reason.
Yeah, right. For a totally different reason, but also still bad.
But it's kind of the same amount of bad.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Maybe
It was-
worse.
This was just a bummer of a game.
Maybe worse, because if it was Malik Neighbors that said that, you could put that in the A.J. Brown pile where you're like, yeah, great receivers sometimes have that attitude about them.
Yeah.
When it's your opponent's old safety saying that, screaming it out loud, then that's just kind of like the whole thing is fucked up.
Yeah. And I kind of like that the Giants are I talked about it last week with Thanksgiving, how the Giants and the Bears are very similar in their situations right now. They're kind of just following the Bears' path now with getting a kick blocked at the end of the game to lose a game. And it's just playing really sad football that is tough to watch. Starting 0 for 8.
This is a tough game to go to.
It was a tough game to go to, tough game to watch. Shout out that guy who got the plane. I wonder how much that cost.
It should have been a firefighting plane.
Yeah.
They're trying to put out the dumpster fire.
Yeah. Mr. Mara, please stop this dumpster fire. There's nothing he can do.
No,
He's tried.
just get Eli back.
He's just bad at his job. Okay. Anything else from this game? I don't know.
No, I mean it was
Bummer.
It was a good result for the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants fans should absolutely be rooting. They're not going to win another game. right?
Because here's the thing. If you're a Giants fan, if you draft a good quarterback, things can all change very quickly for you.
And you can at least hope that things are going to change.
Because with the whole Daniel Jones thing, it was like an escalating, snowballing series of bad decisions that were all kind of based on the fact that you did not know if you had a good quarterback.
Right.
When you didn't.
Right.
So if you get a good quarterback, then you can put all that brain energy goes somewhere else.
Yeah, Brian Dable's real fault was he coached the hell out of Daniel Jones for that 1 year.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have done that.
No.
If you go back in time, he should have just coached a little bit less and maybe made it so that Daniel Jones failed a little bit more and everything would be different.
Then you can be like, go get me a quarterback.
Yeah, go get me a quarterback. I need a quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers next year.
Aaron Rodgers next year. Although Aaron Rodgers might stick around. There was a report the Jets are going to maybe draft a quarterback and Aaron Rodgers can take him under his tutelage.
Make his life heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, if you draft a quarterback, Memes, Aaron Rodgers will be good again.
Who reported that?
Yeah, so I just saw the look on Memes' face, and he did the real-life meme of Donald Trump. I'm just hearing about this now.
All right, Jets.
You telling me for the first time.
Memes, good to have
Memes,
you
by the
back.
way, I loved your boomer today. My favorite part was that your throat started to get scratchy from doing the voice. I actually didn't know that you were doing the voice.
What do you mean?
Hank agrees.
I
Do your
thought you
boomer
were just
voice.
doing your regular voice.
That's scary, man.
This is from some place called U Stadium.
Oh, all right.
They're troll.
No, they're good.
Jets are likely to draft a quarterback. Oh, no. Rapport reported it.
Oh, nice.
Jets are likely to draft a quarterback in round 1 of the NFL draft, regardless if Aaron Rodgers is on the roster.
I love that Max just
round
went
one.
to Rossini's Twitter page to try to find out where this report was coming from.
This would be
That's where I go for my Jets news.
Yeah, she does a good job.
Listen,
I agree.
let's do this game. Dolphins 32, Jets 26. Memes, this would be a good thing because Aaron Rodgers has shown that if you put young competition around him, he's going to play great. They drafted Jordan Love and he ripped off some great years.
I agree with you. I just don't think there is a quarterback because right now we're at 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very thin at the top.
Drew Aller?
Yeah, but you could get him in the probably second round.
No, buddy. Did you watch that? Did you see that 4th down throw against Oregon?
You can still get him in the second round.
Not after that 4th down throw against Oregon.
Have you guys ever drafted a Penn State quarterback?
Yeah, thanks. One time.
Something nice to say about the Jets Memes. It is Izzy season, but it's a different Izzy.
Who was it?
Isaiah Davis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a stud.
Is he also Izzy? Isaiah?
No, you can't replace Izzy.
I don't know. I like this
You
guy.
can't replace one with the other.
He's got a little Woodhead in him.
No, he's good. He's a South Dakota Jackrabbit.
Yeah. He scored a touchdown and then went off for like 2 seconds and went right back on to kick unit.
He's
a football guy.
The lasting effect of Joe Douglas, Olufashanu, Isaiah Davis, Braylon Allen, all studs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this game, Memes, you kind of got exactly what you wanted out of this game. Aaron Rodgers looked good for the first time in forever. He threw for over 300 yards for the first time in forever. Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams were putting up big-time yards, and he lost the game.
Yeah, it was a perfect loss. Aaron Rodgers also kind of lost in this game.
Why?
Miss guys.
No, that and the third down.
Yeah.
He threw it to the sideline when he could have checked to a run or throw it to the middle of the field. Dolphins get it back with like 15, 20 seconds.
Devontae Adams went out of bounds.
That long pass that he threw, where was that Adam? No, that was
I think it was Garrett Wilson.
That was Garrett Wilson, right?
On the sideline?
Yeah, threw that bomb to him.
Yep.
And he had all the room to throw that ball in bounds.
Yeah, and he just missed him.
But he had a good game today overall.
He did. He played well overall. Exactly what we talked about on Friday. You wanted him to look like he could still play quarterback. I thought he could still play quarterback after watching today.
Yeah, today felt like a good game.
That might have been his best game as a Jet.
The Patriots week 3.
Okay. That one?
That one.
That one was the best?
That's the best.
Yeah.
That was the best. The Dolphins are still alive, by the way, which is crazy. They need a lot of help, but they did save their season today by winning in overtime. Tua is going for the record for completion percentages all time. He's at 74.5%.
I did not know that.
Drew Brees' record was 74.4%. So better not have any incompletions, Tua.
Let's go Tua. Good for Tua.
Tua did the thing, and I know you probably know what it means from watching the game, where it's so frustrating because Tua, it felt like he never got touched today. He had all the time in the world to throw, and he'll throw like not a lollipop, but like a looper, and then it will just be perfectly placed, like Tyreek Hill coming out of a cut, like the touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then the touchdown in overtime were all that throw.
Yeah, it was all the same play.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like the Dolphins were kind of fucking around at one point.
Yeah, they were spamming a play.
They did a no-look pass at one point. It almost felt like they thought they had a 3-touchdown lead, but I don't know. Dolphins are playing weird.
So do you want Rodgers to stick around if you draft a quarterback?
If we draft a quarterback, I say yes. A lot of Jets fans don't want him, but
He'll be good if you draft a quarterback. He needs a little bit of that spark, a little bit of that fire.
Get a younger dog.
Based on the contract, I think you have to restructure and keep him.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. Because if you cut him before then, there's just so much dead cap.
Yeah, and you also want to keep Devontae Adams.
Yeah, every time he caught a ball, I was just like, this guy's so good.
Right. And so you need to keep Aaron Rodgers. Memes, I have a bad stat for you. You guys were officially eliminated from playoff contention. 14 years, longest playoff drought in the NFL. Damn.
Yeah.
Would you like to say anything? It's not the longest playoff drought in all of sports.
And NBA.
All of sports and WNBA.
All of sports.
And
Shout out to
MLB.
All the sports?
And
all
NHL.
the sports.
And WNBA per Adam Schefter. It's also the longest in MLS, but Schefter didn't mention that. He said WNBA, not MLS. But it's misleading because hockey has the Sabres. And I think this would be 14 years for them if they don't make the playoffs this year.
Right. So that's a long time.
And also, it's been 15 years since Tottenham won a trophy.
Yeah.
That's soccer?
Yeah, that's soccer.
I don't want to say anything bad about soccer.
We're of the age where we could easily have the Jets playoff drought could easily be our child. Like if I had a 14-year-old kid, it wouldn't be weird.
Yeah, and there's no end in sight.
None.
Well, Aaron coming back, Isaiah Davis.
Is anything going
Braylon
well
Allen?
for you right now?
All right.
Breaking news, memes.
Yeah, breaking news.
Jeez, they were setting you up for the breaking news
I was
that entire time.
going to do it during PFT's Who's Back.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Well,
You want to just
No,
wait
we
for
can do
that?
it now.
yeah. Breaking moves. Juan Soto signs.
I
with
wanted to
the-
hear memes moo
yeah,
too.
Go ahead, moo. Breaking
you doing
moves.
the moo too?
Yeah. Breaking moves. Juan Soto signs with the New York Mets. 15 years, $765 million. Holy shit! What was our debate? We
think-
said over 700, right?
I think I said 750 or 700.
I said I didn't think he was going to get 600.
Yeah. So you were wrong yet again. That's awesome. Memes.
Yeah, it's nice to get a win.
Yeah.
Just having a.
How did you not take that win when we were talking about the Jets playoff drought? Like that was we
kinda like the
started the
future.
podcast and we saw the news and we're like, hey, memes, you can pick when you want to do breaking moves for this. You just had the spot right there. You can just interrupt PFT's Who's Back when he does
Yeah,
it.
do it with whatever.
Yeah.
That insult stat that you brought up to me earlier today.
That was a great stat.
It was a good
That
stat.
was a good stat.
How so thoughts on Juan Soto?
I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but he's the best. New York's back for right now.
Okay.
And you beat the Yankees. That's really all.
Yeah, the Yankees fans are
that's the
so
win.
upset.
That's the win.
And it's
Yeah, they're going off.
They're
on
like,
Twitter.
how could he turn down the Yankees?
Yeah.
To go to the Mets. Does he not know about our history on the Yankees? Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about history. He likes the money.
Yeah.
A lot of baseball fans are mad about this.
Yeah. No, this is good. You got one over on the Yankees. Are you mad, Max, because he's in the division?
Yeah, no, it's no good for us. They were already better than us.
How do you
and
Yeah. How do you think our friend Jared Carabas is doing? Probably not well.
Not well, yeah. I mean, my reporting's on the hot seat. I on these very airwaves, I said he was going to be a Red Sox. I was misled. But
These
I think
airwaves.
for Red Sox fans, it's much, much better that he's on the Mets than the Yankees. Like that is a little victory in its own right.
Yeah. I mean, the Yankees fans are. This is
Because it is so much money.
and the Yankees. Oh wait, Yankees bid $760 million for 16 years. Oh, should have done 16. Should have done 15.
Damn.
That's awesome.
I like to think Steve Cohen was just sitting in a chair and Scott Boras would like walk back into his room once every like 5 minutes, be like, Yankees say that they're doing 725.
Yeah.
Of course, like, just give us 726.
Yeah,
No deferred money either, which is
Wow. I mean, shout out to Steve Cohen for putting his money where his mouth is. He said he was going to do this, and he did it.
Yeah, I feel like Mets fans, you can't complain about Steve Cohen
No.
at all. Like you've lost. That's not an option for you now.
Yeah.
I think people did for a second, but now that things are going good.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
And you're paying him.
I also think that this is what we said when we talked about this the first time too. He literally, I think it was just a dollar sign.
Yeah.
Like he put zero emotion in or anything into it. The Mets said 765. The Yankees said 760. 765 is higher than 760, so he took 765.
Well, and also the Yankees
And the
did
years.
16 years.
Yeah.
The thing I don't understand, and it drives me nuts, I wish the Cubs weren't cheap. They're a fucking huge market team, and they pretend that they're poor. I don't understand why a team in this situation isn't like, hey, Juan Soto, how about $300 million for 3 years? Like you get $100 million a year and then you're a free agent again.
Because they want the long term.
I know he wants the long term, but like that would, if you get paid $100 million a year,
Yeah.
and just be like, you get another contract that's probably going to be even more. Like if he signed a 3-year $300 million contract, barring obviously like a catastrophic injury, he would end up making more money than the 765.
Yeah, barring an injury.
Yeah.
Or barring, just the career falling off.
But just being like, hey, here's a $150 million a year.
I think somebody's saying, do you want guaranteed $765 million is pretty good.
I don't know if someone's like, hey, $400 million for 3 years and you get to dip again.
Do you think Juan Soto, as an outfielder, do you think he was a little bit scared off from the Yankees by the Copa Bianco brothers?
Probably.
That are lurking out there in right field.
Probably. Now when he comes back to New York.
Yeah, they're gonna
Real New York.
They're
the
gonna
Bronx,
have something to say to him.
They're gonna get him. Also, if you're an investor, wouldn't you want to have the money up front? Like if you did 3 years, $300 million, you'd probably make more money.
If you invest it correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 15 years from now, he's gonna get paid what? Well, how many million a year is that? I can't do math.
I think it's also nice to just know for
$50 million a year
for 10 years, be like, okay, this is gonna be my home for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't have to move in 3 years.
But he likes money.
Yeah.
It would be sick to do that.
Yeah, if Scott Boras represents your best player, just prepare yourself to either get bent over a barrel or to say goodbye to that player.
Yeah, I mean, he was a true unicorn in the fact that his age and how good he is and became a free agent. Like, that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, Mets fans. I envy Mets fans. He's the funnest player to root for in the non-Kyle Schwarber division.
Yeah.
He's so fun to root for.
Okay, longest drought in all of sports. Jets.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
They asked Aaron about that afterwards. He goes, well, I've only been here for one of those seasons.
Oh, well, actually two.
It's 2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
It doesn't matter, though.
What do you mean?
Only one team gets to win every year. And if you're not the team that's going to win, who cares?
I would say getting to the playoffs definitely matters. I would like to go to the playoffs.
Does it?
What?
Playoff win since 2010. Jets 2, Bears 1, Commanders 0.
I know.
It means nothing.
I know. I want to be in the playoffs.
I know, but if you don't win in the playoffs, it means nothing.
But you can't win in the playoffs if you don't get in the playoffs.
But it doesn't matter. When we're going to get there, we're going to go on a run. We just haven't got there yet.
But getting in the playoffs matters. You can't win unless you're in the playoffs.
But if you get to the playoffs and you don't win, you don't win.
Well,
in the
no
playoffs.
shit.
Means you've been doing the playoff picture. You've been doing the playoff percentages every week.
I haven't
for the
made
past
the playoffs
6
in
weeks.
14 years.
But
Correct. But now you're saying it doesn't matter to make
Yeah.
the
No,
playoffs.
it matters because you could go on a run, but if you're not going on a run, it doesn't
No,
matter.
it means
No,
well,
but
you're discounting that entire week where you get to look at the bracket and you get your game time and you plan ahead and you make it like the biggest deal ever because you're playing in a playoff game and it means a lot and you get that week of what if.
Yeah, but you lose.
But memes, you still getting into the playoffs is the only way to win a playoff game.
That's true. Just let me cope.
Yeah, you can cope.
You can cope, but I'm trying to explain that like you do want to get into the playoffs.
I know. We just can't do
I
it.
agree. Winning the playoff game
Can't
is
make the
very
playoffs.
important, but
We
the
don't
first
know
step
how
is
to make
getting
the
in.
playoffs.
Isn't it crazy if you ask Jets fan after this back-to-back AFC championships,
Yeah.
going there?
Congrats on making the playoffs, Max.
Yeah, Max,
Thank
you clinched.
Yep, we
How's it
clinched for
feel
that.
as someone who's clinched the playoffs? How's it feel?
Honestly don't care about making the playoffs. I care
okay.
about winning in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you can't. Is it true that you can't win a playoff game unless you make it?
Correct, but the Eagles make it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you rather not make the playoffs?
No, I'm happy that we made the playoffs. But I'm more excited to go on a run.
It's the first time you ever said that.
Wow.
That's facts.
What are the? You got the website pulled up right now. What are the commies percent at?
79.
All right.
Rams are a little scary.
Rams are definitely scary. They're a lot
Rams
scary.
are scary.
Rams are scary.
Rams are scary. All right, so congrats on Juan Soto. Congrats on not making the playoffs because you don't care. Like, it's
care.
actually been a great 14 years for you.
It's great 14.
It's really a 14-year Super Bowl drought.
You thought you did something with the 2 playoff wins.
I thought I nailed
like
it.
I know the Bears suck, but I still would. If you asked me, could we getting into the playoffs or not getting into the playoffs? I'd much rather get in the playoffs. Even
I
if
would
we
much
lose.
rather get in the playoffs, but I would rather go on a run in the playoffs.
Well, no doubt.
Yeah.
But you can't go on a run in the playoffs unless you're in the playoffs.
I know.
And if you get one playoff win and that's all you have to hang your hat on, then that's still you look back on that moment and be like, that was cool when we beat the Bucs 17-10 in 2006.
That's true.
But I'm a loser. And so this is one of the things I do to cope as a loser. So I'm not going to judge you for coping.
Wait, our playoff win also came in the same year. Our last playoff win. Did it not?
Who?
2010 when you guys went to the AFC Championship? I get my years mixed up. The Bears went to the NFC Championship, lost to the Packers.
That's true.
I don't know if that was 11. I can never.
Let me see.
I wish the seasons would all be in one calendar
Yeah,
year.
the calendar should
It always
start
fucks me up.
when the NFL league year starts.
Right.
In March.
Because it's always like, well, what playoffs is it that year? The season was played here. Yeah, we beat, yeah. And then we lost, and that was Jay Cutler getting hurt.
Oh, damn, we could have played each other.
Oh, yeah, you guys.
Yeah, we could have played. We were this close to playing in the Super Bowl,
you guys,
but not really.
You guys lost on the same day.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Also, a bye should count as a playoff win
I agree.
because you
agree.
you got to the same amount of.
Although you just added like 100 playoff wins to Tom Brady's record.
He should.
Wait, oh,
That was so long ago.
the
That was so long ago.
The Bears lost earlier in the game.
Yeah, we played
earlier in the day.
we played the early game because it was like 0 degrees and it was very bright out.
But Memes, you also beat the Patriots January 16th at 4:30 p.m. The Bears beat the Seahawks at 1 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, we had the early game
So
then,
you
too.
have a more recent playoff victory
congrats.
than the Bears do.
Congrats.
Congrats,
That's
Mace.
huge.
Thank you.
That's huge. Okay. Last game from the early slate, Jaguars 10, Titans 6.
Be honest. How much of this game did you watch?
I said, is the Jaguars Titans game over? And someone who was closer to that TV said, yeah, dude, it's been over for like 20 minutes. I think they played this game in like 2.5 hours.
They might have played this game on Thursday night and then taped it and then just broadcast it today.
I just saw the only notable things I saw was Mac Jones is back to doing the spin to nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
He spun to nowhere and then threw a pick. Mac Jones did help Hank and the Patriots. And Doug Peterson maybe didn't lose the locker room because they won a game.
Yeah, I don't know. My status on this game was I would check in periodically to see if Mac Jones had thrown an interception yet.
Yeah.
Because I bet on him to throw an interception.
He threw
and then
two.
once I heard that he did, I was like, okay, cool.
He threw
Mission
two.
accomplished today.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ironically, the Jags can't even tank correctly because Bigsby won the game for them.
Yes. And Mac Jones was actually pretty good in the second half. Also, here's a fun thing. So I know we said we weren't going to talk about the Jags anymore, except for how it pertains to their draft order, which I now think they're fourth.
They
Is that
are
right?
fifth. And the Titans, by losing, the Jaguars are fifth. The Titans are sixth.
Yeah, because the Titans already had 3 wins. The
Yeah.
Jaguars had 2. Here's a fun thing that we can watch for the Titans. So this is a Titans stat, which if it happens, I would have to imagine is a record. So let's just assume Doug Peterson gets fired. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a fair assumption. If the Titans lose to the Jaguars in their rematch, I believe in Week 18, the Titans will have lost to 4 teams that fired their coach this season. They lost to Matt Eberflus, they lost to Robert Salah, and they lost to Doug Peterson. And if by chance the Bengals fire Zach Taylor, they could potentially go 0-5 against teams that fire their head coach.
That's pretty impressive.
Which would be, I think that has to be a record.
That's very impressive.
That would be a cool record to watch.
It's kind of insulting because teams get fired if it's like, you can't even beat this team.
Right.
Or
Right.
coaches get fired if they're like, you can't even beat the Titans. Or the Titans lost to those teams?
The Titans lost to those teams.
That's
the
crazy.
Titans could potentially go 0-5 against teams that fire their head coach this season. Doug Peterson Robert Saleh, Matt Eberflus, and Doug Peterson again, and possibly Zach Taylor, who I don't think they're going to fire him, but they play the Bengals, I think, next week. That's a hell of a stat. That would be a bummer of a stat. This game sucked, though. 10-6.
10-6. It was the perfect game. It was exactly what you thought this game would be. The NFL makes sense.
Brian Thomas is good. That's cool, Jaguars fans.
He's really good.
He's going for the record of most 75-yard games for a rookie. So he has 8. The record is 10. And he has 4 games left. So he goes 2 more games over 75 yards in that game. He'd have the record.
Will Levis did not throw an interception today, right?
No, but he did miss a wide open throw in the end zone. I don't know if you guys saw that. Can you find that clip? Did you guys see this play? It was not good. He basically threw it over the guy who was running on the back line, and there was a guy right in front of him who was essentially standing wide open. I think Russillo tweeted the clip. But yeah, it didn't look good. This game was not good. And I know we say it all the time where we're like, hey, this is a game that we would kill for. I don't know if I'd kill for this game in April.
I would
look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the guy underneath. He could not be more open.
It looks like the Titans are 2 defenders, and the Jaguars guy is the wide receiver.
Yeah. Great defense
in which case,
by the Titans on that.
That would have been a
offensive
great pass.
Yeah, the Titans just kept on going to the red zone and not getting anything. That's kind of what they do.
Tony Pollard's still good, though.
Yeah, Tony Pollard's still good. Tank Bigsby, good.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Peterson hasn't lost the locker room. Maybe. Mac Jones, still bad.
When was the last time a coach got fired in season after a win?
No, Robert Saleh didn't win a game.
Because it has to happen at some point for Peterson, right? They might have just told him by now, like, you're going to coach the rest of the season.
Yeah, they're like, it's too much of a pain in the ass. We got to do a press conference. We got to do the whole thing.
You don't want to
find
move
an
your
interim
kids before Christmas.
They might also just like not have an interim on staff that they find, who's able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, just finish this season and
do us a solid, Doug. We're going to pay you. Just kind of keep showing up.
Yeah. Maybe win 1 game, but don't win too many games because you don't want to fuck up our draft pick. Okay, let's take one more break, and then we will get to our afternoon games. PFT, you got a quick sponsor?
Yeah, before we get to the afternoon games, are brought to you by our good friends over at Kraken. I see a lot of similarities between sports and crypto. You have passionate supporters that believe in their favorite crypto assets like their sports teams, Team Bitcoin, Team Ethereum, maybe even Team whatever dog coin is going 10x next week. Who knows? But underneath it all is a shared belief that crypto is one of the best opportunities to achieve financial autonomy and financial freedom. That's what Kraken is all about. Secure and simple access to over 200 cryptocurrencies. Kraken also has a flawless track record in protecting assets with some of the strongest crypto security features around. And not only is Kraken a leader in security, they cater to all experience levels of trader. As well as the Kraken app, you've got Kraken Pro, a full suite of powerful tools that are built for the more seasoned traders out there. Whatever kind of trading strategy you use, Kraken Pro handles it with ease. And right now, Barstool is teaming up with Kraken to give you the chance to win 1 whole Bitcoin. That's right, 1 entire Bitcoin. All you got to do is go to kraken.com/Barstool and guess what the price of Bitcoin will be on January 3rd, 2025, as shown on Kraken. You have until December 13th of this year to submit your prediction. Go to kraken.com/Barstool now. Submit your guess. Terms and conditions applied. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers excluding Washington, New York, and Maine through Payward Interactive Incorporated.
Okay, we're also brought to you by our friends at Aura Frames. Let's be honest, what most people really want for the holidays is to see their favorite people more often. That's why this year the best gift you can give besides plane tickets is an Aura digital picture frame. Named the #1 digital photo frame by Wirecutter, Aura frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app, so it's ready to go right out of the box. Aura frames is great, especially if you're a parent. You want to see pictures of your kids. You put it up in your house. You get to see all those memories. I have one at home, so save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code PMT at checkout. That's AURA frames.com. Promo code PMT. The deal is exclusive to listeners, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply. with ore frames. By the way, I did a bad job of I should have mentioned that the Dolphins-Jets finished on a walk-off scoregami, and our darling Jake was like, finally justice for Tua fingers.
Yeah.
Kind of cool for him.
Huge.
Walk-off scoregami. Very cool. You must have loved that memes. Big moment.
This is also the first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah. He said justice for Tua fingers. Okay. Niners 38, Bears 13. That game sucked. The Bears are a joke. They're so bad. They got Eberflus fired, which I was totally on board with. You'd think there would be pride. You'd think that there'd be an interim head coach bump. Nope. Same garbage team. Same garbage start. There was a moment where it was 310 yards to 2, and then at half it was 319 yards to 4 yards. I just need this season to end. I just need it to be done. I can't do it anymore. It's fucking up my mood too much. Just get the Bears out of my face, and we'll revisit it come draft.
So the halftime, 319 to 4, 319 by the 49ers. That's the most in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
4 by the Bears is the least in the NFL this year. As a matter of fact, since 2015.
Yeah. No, they were so bad. And you'd think
first half was really bad.
With a fired coach, you'd think they'd come out with a purpose.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
Not even close.
No purpose.
The silver linings in this is that we can – oh, my God, the Chiefs just doinked one in. Unbelievable.
The Chiefs keep doing it. They keep doing it.
Oh, the Chiefs just doinked one in.
I took 5 field goals in this game. That was huge.
Unbelievable. So I want this season to end so bad. It's so bad. The only silver linings is we can maybe get a real coach, and there was a little bit of a murmuring of like Thomas Brown could be the next coach. I don't know why he's on the sideline. I don't know why we had 3 good games offensively, relatively speaking, and we took him from the booth down to the sideline. Rome Odunze had a good game. Other than that, we are just a garbage team, garbage organization. Just end the season. I can't do it anymore. Oh, and we play Monday Night Football next week.
Good news is it's a shared Monday night slate. So doubleheader Monday Night Football. So the eyes of the world won't be on you. This is what I'm talking about when I was telling you about the Bears Thanksgiving week. The Bears, sometime in the second half, they don't look as bad, but everybody only watches the first half of Bears games because it's so depressingly awful. Yeah. That they're like, oh, this stinks. So they don't even get your good stuff.
No, it's. I mean, we weren't good in the second half. We were just better than how bad we were.
The first drive was good.
Yeah, but it took like 15 minutes.
I know. The game was kind of over on that scoring drive.
I just needed the season to end. I'm just so I'm out of energy. Like Max and Jackie Tables were sitting there trolling me the whole game, and it doesn't even hurt. Like it can't. There's nothing. Like it doesn't. I don't even feel it. You know what I mean? Because it's just like this team is so bad and this organization is so bad and so lifeless and lost that I can't even be hurt. I'm numb.
They asked Kyle Shanahan after the game about the rumors that were spread by our good friend Mike Florio regarding the potential coach trade.
Yep.
And he pretty much just poured cold water on it.
He said no, and then there also was the report that Brock Purdy's going to sign an extension. So yeah, it was. And George Kittle was awesome. We just decided like, hey, let's not guard George Kittle at all. Interesting strategy. I don't know. Anyone getting quiet? I mean, I'm done. They're in like the Jaguars pile of like what does it even matter anymore?
Fire Thomas Brown?
Yeah, fire Thomas Brown. It's just there's no point. Just get the season over with. Just get it over with. Like maybe beat the Packers.
That would be awesome. That's
be
your
sick.
season.
But other than that, we're gonna get killed by the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
Spin zone. At least you don't have to worry about them on Sunday. You can put all that off to Monday. Like you can enjoy an NFL Sunday.
True. I wish we had another bye. I wish we could. They should really give an opt out for teams at this point of the season.
Like you've had 2 out of the 3 last NFL Sundays bearless.
Yeah. And this one though suck because the afternoon. We always suck when we play in the afternoon. Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, or the early slate. That's when we suck.
But another spin zone. That game was over so quickly. Everyone
only
stopped watching.
Got that.
I got it.
What?
The game was over so early, everyone stopped watching.
Yeah.
No one was even paying attention to that game after it was 14-0.
Yeah. It's just so bad.
If you beat the Packers, is it a successful season?
I hope they plant a flag.
Yeah, it's kind of like Michigan, Ohio State.
If we beat the Packers to somehow get them out of the playoff, which I don't think is possible, yes, that would be a successful season. That would be my Super Bowl. I'd raise a banner for that. But yeah, the only thing that, with my luck and the Bears' luck, the Bears would beat the Packers, and then the Packers would like slide down a spot, and like Jalen Hurts would get hit by a bus, and then they would like have a cake. You know what I mean? Like something, the world would work in a way that the Bears beating the Packers actually helped the Packers get into the Super Bowl.
Jalen Hurts getting hit by a bus.
Yeah, I had to that it could happen. If the Bears beat the Packers, I would make sure that Jalen Hurts does not cross any streets without looking both ways. Just saying.
Why did you want to know about that?
He wanted to just know more.
Big Cat brought that up.
He wanted to know more.
What if like a piece of a stadium falls on him?
That would be bad.
That'd be
Shame
bad.
that he's probably going to play in a falling stadium in a couple weeks.
That'd be bad.
No, they don't. That stadium doesn't fall. I don't know if you know. They got a new owner now.
Yeah,
it's changed. Go get your shine box, buddy.
Yeah.
Everything's changed.
Same stadium.
You've been gone for a long time. Maybe you didn't know. I don't sign shoes anymore.
Also, I don't think the 49ers are good. I just think the Bears are that bad.
So I was wondering, from the 49ers fans' perspective, are you thinking like we might be good?
It'll all come down to Thursday Night Football. If they beat the Rams, then yes, I think the 49ers fans will allow themselves to be like, oh, maybe something's here. But
it's the same, you guys were just in a Super Bowl. That is we might be good game this week.
Against the Rams.
But even this Bears game is like.
You can't really tell, though, against the Bears. Everyone beats
from their
I don't know how the Bears won 4 games.
From their perspective, they're spinning this to like, we're back, we're good.
Yeah.
We're making a run.
Was Matt Eberflus actually a good coach? How did he win 4 games?
I have no idea.
It's actually insane. They're 4-2. Yeah,
Great roster.
They play the Rams, the Dolphins, and then the Lions. So yeah, I mean, the good thing about the Niners, you'll just find out, because if they run the table, then they're absolutely a Super Bowl contender, because that would be beating the Rams, the Lions, the Dolphins, and the Cardinals.
So the rest of your season is going to be spent hoping that Caleb plays well.
And
how would you say Caleb played today?
Not good. I mean, he held on to the offensive line is terrible, but he holds on to the ball too long. He had a couple moments in the second half, but yeah, it's just everything's a mess.
A couple good plays by Rome.
I don't know why Thomas Brown was taken from the booth to the sideline. I don't know if that matters. In my dumb brain, it does.
Can you do that? Can the interim head coach be a head coach from the booth?
I'd love for him to do it. It just felt like they had a little tiny bit of momentum, and it really wasn't a lot of momentum because they still sucked in the first half, in every first half. But yeah. I don't know. Just reset. Get to the fucking offseason and let me stop thinking about the Bears for a couple months, and then I'll fill myself up with optimism, and I'll say stupid shit that I'll regret later, and we'll just do it all over again.
We heard an interesting fact during the game today that at first none of us really believed, but it turns out I think it might be true, that the McCaskies won't let people wear Bears merchandise in their box during the games.
No logos.
No logos. It's like beneath. It's not classy enough.
Which I'm not surprised. I mean,
that's some rich people shit.
They didn't.
That's
they
some
asked
old money shit.
They asked Hard Knocks to have no swears.
But like, you're at a Bears game, and you're in the owner's box, and they're like, "Can you please take that Bears hat off?"
Yeah. Listen, they're terrible.
Like
would you like to apologize to me for making me apologize to you when the Bears are 4-2?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Good question.
I'm not in the
just
business.
Curious.
I've given out so many apologies, so I'm out of apologies.
That's fine.
I mean, that's classic Hank. He's just a curious guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Good question. Maybe after the season when I can refill with apologies.
Okay.
I just feel like I've been apologizing to everyone.
Fair.
Everywhere.
Fair.
For everything I've said.
Fair.
So we'll just get to that. Put that on the list.
Got it.
Make a note for yourself, and we'll circle back.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question.
Thank you.
You should apologize when Hank does his 9-darter.
Yeah. Deal.
Great.
What,
Max? What was
What was
that?
that sigh?
You just patched your mic into sigh.
Punishments are cooked.
In a bad spot.
We're in a bad spot with punishments.
I'm gonna get my tattoo. I have a tattoo artist.
I'm gonna do the
that sent
9-darter.
him everything.
Next year.
I'm gonna get a perm.
I'm gonna do the baseball at some point.
Yeah, we're having some
my
problems
life.
with the baseball thing. It's gonna come,
But it's due to the weather.
and it's also we're trying.
Same with the 9-darter.
We're trying to do something that is above and beyond for the AWLs, and it's proving to be difficult.
Same with the 9-darter.
Same with the 9-darter. Okay, Seahawks 30, Cardinals 18. This was the other team. So it was the Steelers, the Vikings, and now the Seahawks. I don't know what happened during the Seahawks bye week, but their defense is completely different. This game it looked like the Cardinals came ready to go, scored on the first drive, and then Kyler started shitting down his leg and throwing picks, and the Seahawks controlled the entire game.
So what's changed with the Seahawks is Ernest Jones is really good.
Yeah.
And he's kind of taken on a big part of that defense, and he is playing awesome right now.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks defense shut the Cardinals down today. Their offense, the Cardinals defense has been pretty good at home.
Yeah, they couldn't stop the run at all today.
Teams couldn't score against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks were
the Cardinals,
against the Cardinals, and Charbonnet was just electric today.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I believe in the Seahawks. I mean, they're now on the top of the NFC West. And the way they've been playing, they've won 4 in a row. Their defense looks completely different. They have weapons everywhere. I think I'm believing in the Seahawks.
They do have.
I think the NFC playoffs are going to be fucking. I think both sides.
They've got the weapons. They finally reached the point where JSN and DK have like fully taken over all the time for Lockett.
Yeah,
Lockett is barely even an afterthought in that offense, but JSN has been playing great the last few weeks.
Let's do a headline. Is this the most wide open the NFL's ever been?
I can't. You know what? I'm thinking back to 2017. Obviously. It was pretty wide open in 2017, too.
This might be the most wide open the NFL's ever been.
2020, it was wide open.
2020 was wide open because it's COVID year.
Because COVID.
Nothing
anybody's
counts.
game. Last year was kind of wide open, too.
Last year, but then the Chiefs and the Niners played in the Super Bowl.
Well, it's about to be the Chiefs again this year. It just feels like it.
They're not good.
They only have one loss.
They don't lose.
I know. All right, Seahawks, Cardinals, though. We're talking about them.
Gino is now 6-0 against the Cardinals.
Yeah. He doesn't lose to them. It feels like this is the end of the Cardinals season. They had a nice run, but they have fallen off. And it's frustrating. I've said it many times before, but like watching the Cardinals when things are not clicking on offense, they might be the most frustrating offense to watch.
Yeah, not great.
Because you just expect big plays to happen, and you expect when Kyler runs around that something cool is going to happen, and then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, so this was a big-time pivotal game for both teams.
Yeah.
So because they won, now the Seahawks are way, way more likely to make the playoffs. If the Cardinals had beaten the Seahawks today,
it would have been wide open.
Kind of would have been reversed.
Yeah.
The Seahawks would be down to 11% if they had lost.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy outcome. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be a big-time blowout like it was, but Kyler basically put them in the shitter in the first quarter.
Basically, all I'm watching for the car. I mean, I guess they could. They're two back in the loss column, and the Seahawks have the tiebreaker because they beat them twice. So they're not eliminated, but it feels like they're eliminated. I'm just gonna watch to see if Trey McBride will have the best season of a receiver ever without scoring a touchdown.
How many yards does he have now?
850.
Yeah,
does not have a touchdown.
Get him in the end zone.
Get him in the end zone. It's crazy. Also, get the guy in the end zone.
Are we sure that Marvin Harrison Jr. is good? Actually, yes, we are. I just remember Marvin Harrison Sr. listens to the podcast.
Yes, we are. He is very good.
I just want to say that Marvin Harrison Jr. is an impact player.
Incredible player.
They got to get him the ball more.
Really good player. Really good player. Okay, last game, best game. Rams 44, Bills 42. This game ruled. Josh Allen was out of this world good. Matthew Stafford was out of this world good. Puka Nacua is unguardable. Cooper Kupp was catching balls off his thighs. It was awesome. Everything about this game was awesome.
Yeah, so a couple things, a couple firsts for Josh Allen and the Bills today. Josh is the first player with 3 pass touchdowns and 3 rush touchdowns in the same game.
Yeah, crazy.
In NFL history.
Crazy.
And it's also the first time that a team scored 6 or more touchdowns with no turnovers and lost.
I don't like that stat because they're just pretending that the block punt that changed the game.
The block
that
punt
literally was the game.
That was returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, both teams couldn't be stopped, and then the special teams of the Bills failed once, and that was the game.
Yeah, it was a pick six. It was a kick six.
Yes, yeah, so that's a misleading stat.
It is, but it's also a true stat.
It is a true stat, but I want to say when 10 years from now and it happens again, and we're like, oh, the only other time it happened is Bills Rams. We're like, actually, there was a block punt.
And also, that was during the wide open 2024 NFL season.
Yes,
when anything could happen.
The most wide open season we've ever had.
Yeah,
but yeah, this was football porn.
It was
and you knew I was saying on Friday, this is another one of those kitchen sink games for Sean McVay. He's had a couple of them this year where it's like the Rams' back has been against the wall, and he's going to basically call a perfect game. And by the way, Hank, I feel like Tom Brady's kind of finding a rhythm because he was saying, which was a good point, that the Rams have very rarely been in a position this year where they can dictate their play calls offensively, and how it looks so different when they were playing with a lead, and Sean McVay playing with a lead can do whatever he wants. And they haven't been in that spot, and that's why they were just like exploding offensively.
Yeah, he also creamed himself over Cooper Kupp's hands at one point.
Yeah.
Strong hands.
And his voice sounds bad.
He's got strong hands.
His voice sounds good.
No, his voice was scratchy.
I like it.
He sounded under the weather. Oh, you
good,
like
yeah.
it?
Sounds like Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But the kitchen sink, by the way, was like get the ball to Puka Nacua.
Yeah, and Cooper Kupp.
But
and they ran the ball really. They ran for like 100 yards in the first half.
I just love watching Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
He's so good. They're throwing him the ball when he's covered. He's not open.
Yeah.
And just knowing that he's going to do something incredibly athletic and strong and acrobatic and end up coming down with a catch.
Yeah.
He always does.
The Rams were 11 for 15 on third down. And every time they needed a third down, they found one.
And then bring 5 guys to tackle him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. The Rams are a dangerous team if they could ever get in.
The Bills hate James Cook.
Yeah. Well, they were playing from behind.
Yeah.
And then I gave a free bet, a $15K free bet to our graphics team, and they picked James Cook anytime touchdown. And then our good friend, number one ball knower or ball watcher in America, Liam Blutman, like, I don't know, halfway through the third quarter was like, actually, there's some stats showing that they're saving him for the playoffs, so his carries are down. It's like, that would have been nice to know.
The usage rate,
Yeah. He just went off on the usage rate. Mm-hmm. And Josh Allen is just, he's a TD vulture.
He does.
At the goal line.
Every time at the goal line, just send Josh diving headfirst through the pile.
We should mention, by the way, all-time stupid mistake by Sean McDermott at the end of the game.
That's what Brady was.
I mean, that
Brady
was
cooking him.
so because they did it perfectly. So to set the stage, the Bills were down. What were they down 9? Yeah, it was 44-35, I believe. They were down 9, and they had all 3 timeouts. And the Bills ran a perfect drive where they were getting everything to the sideline. They were getting out of bounds. They were going quickly. Essentially, if they can keep all 3 of their timeouts, they will be able to kick it deep if they want to, try to get a stop, and then a punt and field goal to win. They get all the way down to the 1-yard line, and then Sean McDermott calls a tush push. Don't get in. He burns the 1 timeout. Game over. That's it. Because then you have to onside kick. You're not going to get the onside kick. Game over. It was crazy. I don't know why they did it so perfectly, and then at the last second they're like, oh, because they were at the 1-yard line. It was a pass interference in the end zone. They could have just ran a bunch of pass plays and not had the clock go.
You were just thinking that there's no chance that they stop him on this quarterback
Right,
sneak.
but it was just that you had done it to perfection to get a 1 stop, all 3 timeouts, get a punt, 20 seconds left, have Josh Allen get into field goal range. Like, it worked perfectly, and then you just threw it all out.
So that was a big mistake by McDermott. There was also another big mistake at the very, very end of the game. So the Rams punt, they did a walk-off punt, which you hardly ever see. But the idea was kick the ball so high in the air that it lands after the clock expires.
Yes.
So they get no time at all. McDermott had 9 guys on the field.
Oof.
9.
Oof.
Not 10, not 11 guys.
9.
And there was a penalty just before that with a delay of game that the Rams took intentionally to wind the clock all the way down. And you still had 9 guys. Post-penalty, 9 guys on the field.
Shit. That's a lot of...
You're supposed to have 11. You'd think that Sean McDermott would know the difference between 9 and 11.
Yeah, you would.
I've heard.
You absolutely would.
If there's 2 numbers out there,
the 2 numbers he would know.
he would.
Okay, Sunday Night Football. Chiefs win. Walk-off field goal. Doink. That works in their favor.
They've got the power of the Doink on there. So the Doink is an enemy to everyone except the Chiefs.
Yeah. They that big third down at the end of the game when they get Travis Kelce, where if the Chargers can stop them, they would have like a minute and a half left. That was the backbreaker. Credit to the Chargers because it looked like they were not interested in playing in this game in the first half without Lab McConkey, and then they came out and had a nice second half, but the Chiefs just keep winning. They're just better than everyone.
We will have Jerry O'Connell on the show to talk about the fantasy recap for this season.
Yeah.
Jerry had Ladd starting for us until the last second.
Oh, no.
Took him out, put Palmer in instead. That overthrow on Palmer would have been probably 70 yards and a touchdown. We ended up losing 100.82 to 102.22. That's the difference right there.
That's it.
Jerry, I want
Game
you
of inches, folks.
I want you to walk me through your thoughts and your process. This is your exit interview.
Game of inches. That's brutal. Hank, you bet this game? Oh.
Max, thanks for sending this way.
If Juan Soto goes to the Mets, I'll post a video of me eating a gallon of human shit. Why would someone tweet that?
Oh, well, this was tweeted today.
Yeah.
Like an hour ago. So it was somebody that was hoping to...
Oh,
Is this
go
you,
viral.
Max? All things Philly?
Yeah, this is you.
This would not be me.
Why'd you send it then?
Yeah.
I did not send. Meme sent that.
I think it's you.
I think Max sent it.
Hank, you think the Chiefs are just going to win the Super Bowl?
I think they're going to get to the Super Bowl, unfortunately.
They can't. And
They
I know
have black magic. They have curses. They have witches. Like, they're not a good team.
They're not a good team.
They're not. It's gonna but it's gonna happen in the playoffs. They're gonna lose. They're gonna beat the Bills in a weird way. They're gonna beat the Ravens in a weird way. Like it's
not
impossible to watch this team and watch how the season has gone, and because all expectations and like projections go out the window, they just win. So, and the playoffs is the ultimate example of that happening. Like somehow teams, the great teams win. They've won 2 Super Bowls. They're not worried about the pressure.
No, I agree.
They're going to find a way to win somehow.
I agree with you.
And it's going to be infuriating.
I agree with you in that fact. Like people, say, oh, they get lucky. It's like, no, they're just really talented. And if the ball bounces their way, they're ready. You can't have any mistakes against the Chiefs. If the ball bounces their way, they're going to capitalize on it. That's why they're Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I just don't know. Like, I feel like Patrick Mahomes has no time. Their offensive line feels more like it was in the 2020 season than last season or the season before, where it's like last season.
Mahomes looks bad too.
I know, because he has no time.
They're not a great
team. And they don't
team,
have guys that are beating people one-on-one.
But they are great at winning.
Right.
I
guess you're right. You're
they
right.
know
You swayed
exactly
me.
what to do to win close games. What's the record against the spread this year?
Bad. Really bad. I think it's like 6 or 7 in a row that they've lost.
Yeah. I mean, they know how, if they get, like Big Cat said, if they get one break,
they
will
just capitalize on it. Were you impressed at all with the Chargers?
And also,
you were so happy when Justin Herbert, you thought his knee exploded.
No, not at all. I
Be honest.
I had the Chargers
You
money
were gonna
line
just
for
rub it in
a
my
lot.
face.
I was riding the Chargers. I drank the Kool-Aid. That overthrow was inexcusable, really. It was a good second half. It was a good comeback. They needed it. I thought he was going to have a chance. Like they needed it. They needed to make that third down stop. Justin Herbert needed to have a shot to at least win the game or whatever. But yeah, they stink. Like they're bad.
right. So
They're not. They might win one playoff game.
the
maybe.
Chiefs are not a good team, but if it's at the end of the game and you need one drive to put you in a position to win the game, they're still a great team.
Yeah.
They might be the best team in the NFL in that scenario.
Max can't find it, but I have it. 7 straight against the spread losses.
Wow.
7, including tonight. That's insane.
How long are you going to keep the Chargers could win the Super Bowl charade going?
I don't know if they can win the Super Bowl. I think they can win a playoff game, and then I'll probably cash out. One of my 2 futures.
The entire reason behind this bet was for a cash out.
We
No,
said
I
that.
know.
Yeah,
but
we said
also
that.
you said that you probably wouldn't cash out.
Well,
if
I
you got
made
to it.
2 of them, so I'll definitely cash out one of them.
Yeah.
If they win a playoff game, it'll be after a playoff game. They got to win one playoff game, and then I will be like, yes, let's cash out.
Fair.
All right. Any other thoughts from week 14? I'm happy buys are gone.
Yeah.
We need to get back to. I think next week we have 5 games late,
Balls deep in football.
and they're like really good games too. And then we're gonna get Saturday football soon.
Saturday football is always nice.
That's in a week.
Xavier
2
Leggett
weeks.
cost us a great episode.
Yeah, Xavier Leggett.
The sickos should be upset with him.
The sickos should be very upset at Xavier Leggett because Max was going to be prime upset, especially after his rant about the Lions. It would have been great.
Yep.
It would have been great.
They stole that from us.
Yeah, next week we have Bills, Lions, Steelers, Eagles.
Early?
No,
No,
all the
late.
good games are late.
All the
Nice.
good games are late. Bills, Lions, and Steelers, Eagles late, and Bucs, Chargers, which will be
That's so fun.
That's gonna be fun.
That's two
So fun.
fun ass games.
Those are some fun ass games.
The
You should make an acronym for it.
The Eagles-Commanders game that we talked about potentially being flexed to Monday night that Max and I were looking forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe. Turns out that's not a possibility of happening because their earlier matchup was on Amazon, and the NFL has a rule where if Amazon has one game, then you can't take their second game away from Fox or CBS.
Which I'm very happy about because I know you guys wanted to go to the game, but we need that game to be streamed, and we need to be able to have an episode after it.
Yep.
Because Christmas week, we won't have a Wednesday episode, so if it went to Monday night, we would have just sat for like 3 days waiting to talk about it. Now we get to talk about it right away.
Yep.
And it could be significant. You gotta beat the Saints.
Got to beat the Saints.
Gotta beat the Saints. 1-0.
Got to beat
Gotta
Jake
go 1-0.
Haener or Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. All right, let's do I have a rollback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rollback.com, promo code TAKE. So we're down to 2. Max is clinched. PFT's still trying to clinch. We'll have 2 playoff teams on this podcast, possibly.
Definitely.
Got to beat
Lord
the Saints. Oh, definitely.
Hank, you shut the fuck up.
So my rollback question is the 2 versus 7. How much have you guys thought about this?
We first thought about that, I'd say, a month and a half ago? A month ago?
The Rams.
Okay. You're scared. You want
He wants the Rams.
I'm not. I don't want the Rams, but
You should want the commies.
I'm
not the
just
Rams.
asking.
The Rams make me nervous.
I'm just asking. 2 versus 7. I'm just asking because it's pretty much locked in that the Eagles are going to have the Eagles could obviously go to 1, but they're not going to. It would be very hard for them to go to 3. They'd have to lose 3 out of their last 4, and the Seahawks would have to win out. And the Commanders, they really can't. I mean, it'd be hard for them to go up to the 6.
I think
it's a collision course right now.
I think if we win 3 games, we would still be the 7 seed, I think.
Yeah, because the Packers are ahead of you.
Yeah.
So are we thinking about it?
We're thinking about it. I welcome the challenge.
The Rams are a really good football team.
It's hard to beat a team.
You could basically end his life.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year.
You could basically end his life.
What does that mean?
That means that we're probably going to win one of the next 2.
I don't know why you're scared, Matt. I would want the Commanders. The Commanders is it's just a
Put
layup.
this on your bulletin board.
It's a layup. We're not even supposed to be here. We're not even a good team.
It's
Put
a
this on your
rookie
bulletin.
quarterback.
We haven't beaten a team that's above 500.
Bulletin board. Bulletin board.
You want us. We're a cupcake.
Who would you? All right, Max. Let me ask you this way:
Yeah, why would you want to play
if
the
the
Rams?
season ended today, who would you want to see in the playoffs in that 2-7 matchup? Best case scenario for you.
In an outside world, it would be the Commanders. In this world, I don't want to see the Commanders in the playoffs.
That you can't.
Yeah,
it's
you can't
one
do that.
world.
I want the
One
Eagles.
It's
world.
all one world.
I'll just say it. I want the Eagles.
Obviously,
right now, I'm
it's
playing,
a win-win
I'm playing
for
with
you.
house money.
Yeah.
We're a year away
The
from contending.
You guys are good.
No.
The Eagles are good.
No, next year we're going to be good.
Playoffs.
Playoff team would be, by definition, at least good.
Yeah, no one.
To your definition.
0 expectations.
Oh, not even to meme's definition.
Right.
I mean, for maximum heartbreak for Max.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's scary because it's just the worst situation and would be such a bad loss for me. And I see those losses so often.
Well, hey, Max, by the way.
But the Eagles are objectively so much better than the Commanders.
Objectively, so much.
You guys aren't playing the game, dude.
Like Max, you just beat the Panthers today.
Yes, kinda.
You beat the Panthers today. Don't let anyone take away from that.
You got smoked by the fucking Cowboys.
We smoked the Panthers.
That was also a different Panthers team.
After we smoked them. We lit a fire under their asses.
The Panthers are good now.
Yeah.
They are good.
They were bad.
We're not good.
The Bears beat the fuck out of the Panthers.
We fucked them up.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus, coach of the year.
You guys are good at beating up bad teams, and then as soon as you play a team above 500, you look horrible.
No, that's not true. We lost by 1 score to the Steelers, 1
Sick.
point to the Steelers, and 1 score to the Ravens. Well, you said horrible.
Let's get a round of applause.
I think we have different definitions of the word horrible.
Memes, did you have some stats that you compiled? Anti-PFT commander stats?
No, that was going to be my nerd nugget of the week on Thursday. With the Cardinals losing, the Commanders haven't beat a team over 500 this season.
Oh.
Yeah. But they're only under 500 because we beat them.
You're
Take
only
that loss out.
You're just playing teams because you sucked last year.
No, we're playing.
That's how the NFL works.
So that's why you should be excited to play them.
Yeah.
I know, but that's also why I would lose, because I lose these games.
Listen, Max, we're not
lose because of your attitude.
I'm not.
Yeah, it is your attitude.
You just said that I'm not playing in the game. Pick a side.
I'm just.
But like you're not playing in the game. The matchup favors the Eagles, so you fucking root. Like that's what your take is.
You'd rather play the Commanders than the Rams.
Outside of this world, yes.
The Rams are a better team than us.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, get your head out of your ass, Max.
So you're afraid of this world.
Yeah, you
Yes,
are
I'm afraid of this world.
Okay.
I'm afraid of this fucking room.
What room would we watch that in? That's an important one.
We're afraid of this room. We probably have to watch it in here.
I will say that does make it.
Max, you're going to smoke us in the playoffs.
Smoke them.
It will be such incredible.
It's
Oh,
not
my
even
God.
close. Your passing game's great.
But I forgot to. I wrote down this though because we're talking about schedule. I am pumped to have a fourth place schedule again. That's the best.
Yeah.
When you get a fourth place schedule, it's just like we get to just play the bad teams from every other division. Nothing better.
This guy would know.
Yeah, it's great. Listen, the Commanders this year, I don't know. Why do you keep bringing the Commanders up, Max?
I didn't
They
bring
didn't
this
even play
up,
this
dude.
We're not a good team. We're a perfectly average team. I think that our offense is above average, but we're not supposed to be good this year.
Yeah. It's a
So if
building
we make
year.
the playoffs, I mean, if we get a playoff win, that's like multiple Super
Oh my
Bowls.
God. Oh my
Especially
God.
if it was
Over
against
the Eagles?
a division rival.
you'd have to plant a flag in Max's seat.
I would rather have that than even a Super Bowl this year. Just like beating the Eagles in the playoffs.
I
Yeah.
would go full Jack Sawyer on that shit.
Well, you.
Is that his name?
Oh,
You get maced.
They put a flag in the fucking
I would know.
50-yard line.
No,
You
I
do
would,
that?
No,
You would
I-
do that?
No, I would fight PFT.
No.
And I would pepper spray you.
Pug would mace you.
Try to fucking do the flag.
Imagine
These
Pug,
guys.
imagine Pug standing there with a big thing of pepper spray.
Ready to go, bear mace. Okay, let's.
He actually does walk around with pepper spray everywhere he goes, so that makes sense.
No way.
Good
Swear to
Pug.
God.
Of course he
Yeah.
does.
Thought the
Swear to
cleaners
God.
were robbing us the other night.
Oh, he's gonna pepper spray him?
Yeah.
Well, this was Hank's fault.
There was some. I mean,
What?
I don't know. I don't know. There was some crazy shit going down when I left the office last night, so I called and told them, and then I think I might have freaked them out. But it wasn't. I wasn't like trying to freak them out. It was.
Who?
Pug.
Pug also pays for the Citizen app to make sure that he gets.
Man, he's a Karen.
He's
Pug's a
got-
Karen.
yeah.
Citizen Premium.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
he's terrified.
Yeah, that nothing will scare you more than knowing the details of every crime that takes place anywhere near you.
Yeah.
In the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
The people who clean the building were going to rob us.
Oh my God, these guys bear me. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get maced by Pug. Why? I want to,
Why?
because it'd just be funny.
It's supposed to be like the most painful thing ever.
I know, but it would be funny if we like staged
Max,
and
do-
mugging on
Do
him.
you want to do a mace bet?
No.
Do you want to do a mace bet for the playoffs, Max?
Yes.
You wanna do a mace bet,
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
I was- if-
No.
Why?
Mace
It's a.
bet.
It's a
Mace
bonus
bet.
bet.
Yeah,
Mace
if
It's
Max,
a bonus
listen,
bet.
I'm down for it if Max.
It also doesn't take. It's not like all of our other bets that take forever. Like you just do it right away, so you can just pay it off.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I would be the one that would have to shave my fat fucking face and get pepper sprayed.
What do you mean you have to shave your fat face?
I already had to do that.
For what?
The Sixers are back, won 2 in a row.
Wait, you
Beat the Bulls.
That was like 5 years ago.
wait. What? Oh yeah, are you talking about the fucking
soul patch.
soul patch?
Yeah, that was like the worst punishment any of us have had
Yeah, it
to
was
do.
a pretty bad one.
60 minutes of stand up.
I would have crushed that.
Max, I'll shake on it right now.
That's crazy.
Commanders, Eagles.
You wouldn't
Postseason.
if you had the choice.
Loser gets maced.
60 minutes of stand up.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, you fucking liar.
Come on, coward.
What?
Mace bet.
No, I'm not doing the mace bet. Let's not. We can't even get there.
I
We're not even
wonder
there
why you-
yet.
I
Let's
was
talk
wondering
about
why you
that.
Sunk.
Let's talk about that when
we
we.
fucking sunk down.
I had to piss so bad.
What? You
Think
just
I
pissed?
Yeah, I just pissed right here.
I can't see that. That's so gross, dude.
What do you mean? I had to piss. It was
I just called
going
you
long.
dude twice in the past
We've
5
been doing
minutes.
that for years, Max. Thanks for listening to part of my take.
I sunk down so you couldn't see anything. All right, Mace bet.
I've jacked off during the show
Done. Mace
before.
bet.
No.
I'm jacking off right now. All right, let's do Who's Back of the Week. We'll talk some college football as well. I'll do the bracket for my Who's Back. Coors Light, from overcrowded stores and flight delays to awkward family dynamics and dinner mishaps. The holidays are far from perfect, but that doesn't mean we have to lose our chill. Forgotten ingredients don't have to ruin dinner. Takeout and Coors Light are always crowd pleasers when the mountain turns blue. It's as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. Choose chill this holiday season, then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/take, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/take. Okay, who's back of the week? Henry.
My Who's Back of the Week is Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Chalamet.
Ball knower.
Chamala. He was the guest picker on College Game Day when they made the announcement earlier in the week. There was a lot of not outrage, but a lot of, chirping going on online, being like,
gatekeeping.
"Oh, it's the SEC championship, big game, and we have a
French-sounding actor,
a French, someone with
New York
dual
City guy,
citizenship, actor from New York City as the guest picker. Like, how could we not do better?" Then he went on stage and absolutely crushed it. Elite ball knower.
Knows way more than Desmond Howard.
Probably is listening to this podcast at some point. He's
Yeah,
probably listening right now.
He's a sports freak.
I think someone found out he's
listens to Simmons.
he's a ringer head. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can. There's both.
If he listens to Rosillo, he probably has heard of us.
Yeah, and I think that there's there's a lot of people that listen to both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timothy, come on the podcast.
Timothy, come on.
Come stream
Let's
a game.
talk
with us.
some ball.
Yeah, he
Think
did a
he is
very good job.
Do you think he is an actual ball knower? And I do, but there was some people saying he was just reading lines.
A good actor?
No, because someone else posted a picture of him when he was like 12 years old, waiting outside a Broadway play, trying to get Amari Stoudemire to sign a Knicks jersey. I think he's a sports fan.
Yeah.
Yes, he obviously do I think he's watching Maction? Maybe not, but I think he is a genuine sports fan.
I love the fact that it was also outside of a play.
Yeah.
It's got the acting and the sports all in one.
Look, Timothy Chalamet waited outside a Broadway show to get Amari Stoudemire's autograph when he was 14. Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
Yeah, did a good job.
Memes just said he did a lot better than JMU's guest picker.
No.
That's a good one, Memes. That's a good one. Wait, how
Also,
was
you
his...
got chirped at the.
It was brutal, dude.
Kicker with had 5 seconds and
out
really,
of nowhere
really took his opportunity.
I was actually, because I saw Max and Hank here on Saturday. I was here with my kids, running around hitting some wiffle balls. My son was hitting some dingers. Max, you were lefty. And then I just started getting tagged in a tweet, and it was this kid who was kicking for $1.2 million. And McAfee was like, "Hey, do you know anything about field goal kicks?" And he was like, "Yeah, double doink, big cat." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did he make the kick?
He missed it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. Real shame.
That's a shame. Also,
I shouldn't have let a lawyer kick it.
Also, Herb Street.
Shout out that guy. He's probably an AWL.
Not to get personal, Herb Street.
The guy that said big cat?
Yeah.
He stinks. He stinks at holding.
Yeah.
Bad holder. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but he's a bad holder.
Shout out that guy. Should have made the kick. He had 2 chances. Damn. And then Texas lost.
What was Chalamet's record?
I don't know. I know he had Ohio.
He picked Ohio.
I don't think it ended up being that good.
But he had the one graphic where everyone else picked against him.
Yeah. And then Ohio won easily. Championship Saturday was pretty awesome. Pretty fun.
Okay, he went 4 out of 7.
That's pretty good.
It's better than
us. We're so bad.
Well, they're not picking against the spread.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would win if I pick winners.
Yeah.
PFT, your Who's Back?
My Who's Back of the week is feeling young. Big Cat, I saw you tweet about this. We discussed it a little bit earlier, but there was a post online on X.com, the Everything app. It's all happening on X. That was along the lines of want to feel old. Jerome Bettis' son, Jerome Bettis Jr., has enrolled at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Jerome Bettis, he, I think, last played college football in 1992.
His last NFL season was 2005.
I think he's 52 years old.
Yeah.
His son attending college lines up perfectly with that.
He should be attending college.
That's a want to feel young, and we got to bring back want to feel youngs.
Yes.
And along those same lines, Sean Taylor's brother just declared for the NFL draft. His brother.
That's awesome.
Want to feel young.
Want to feel young.
He's declaring for the draft.
Also want to feel young. Deion Sanders' son is going to declare for the NFL draft.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Want to feel young? John Cena doesn't have kids.
Want to feel young? You guys will be 55 when Juan Soto's contract expires.
That's making me feel old.
Actually, that's not true. We'll be 54. We're not 40 yet, dude.
I was 15, not 16. You're right.
And how old will you be? 47?
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to be so old, Hank.
Listen,
It makes me feel young.
we're already old. You still got to get to it.
Nah, I'm there.
We're good.
No, I'm not.
We're about to turn 40. You've been having a midlife crisis.
Yeah,
You wanted to buy a sick car.
still do.
That's the quintessential sign of a midlife crisis is being like, I need a sick car.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to just being my age.
It's a little too
I'm
quick
looking forward to
with the
feeling old. Yeah.
Yep. It
Yep.
sure is.
I am dreading 40 just because I've done the math and I definitely am over halfway.
I'm not feeling that bad about it because I've mentally accepted. I've pretty much been 40 since I turned 38.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worse turning 40 or turning 30?
30 was
40. 30 was awesome. I loved 30.
You still feel good when you turn 30. When you turn 40, there's injuries that you've just accumulated on your body.
Yeah, 30 was a great age term because 30 is when you turn 30, one, you're young again because everyone who's in their late 30s, you're like, oh, I'm not going to get there forever. Two, you're finally like an adult that people kind of respect because you're like, yeah, I'm 30. And then three, when you're 30, you can start like skipping out on things, being like, yeah, I don't really want to do it. I'm 30. You can't be 25 and be like, no, I don't want to go out this weekend, guys.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
You can't say
you
I'm
can
tired.
when you're in your 30s.
You don't get tired.
Right. 20s, you have no excuse. You got to go balls to the wall. 30 is great. 30 was freeing. It was liberating.
Memes and I both turned 30 this year.
30 hit me like a fucking brick.
We got to
shithouse.
get some young blood in here.
Yeah.
We got to get a young. We're gonna do it right this year. We're gonna get an intern early in the summer. So we're gonna do it.
How old is Jack?
25?
Okay.
All right. We got to get some young blood.
My issue is that
Shane's
when
also
I started
25.
working here, I was 19, and that's just like the as I get older, it's like I still feel like I'm living, and this job is, a young man's job. It feels like, we're doing shit when I'm 19, but I'm 30.
Wait, I thought you were 18. Your first
19,
Todd McShay video was 18?
19.
Okay. And how old are you?
31.
Okay. So we still got a few years for me to say that I've known you for half your life.
Yes.
Hank, if you woke up tomorrow and Barstool was just not a thing, like it had never been a thing, but you are unemployed, you wake up and you have to find a job, what do you do?
I think you'd find a job.
I don't know that I would try.
I produce the #1 sports podcast.
Yeah. No, I'd probably buy like a van and just drive around the country for a little bit.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
That's sick.
Everyone here would be good except Memes because he's not.
Memes would be great.
People would be like, "What?
And you need references.
Are you gonna fight me in this interview?"
Memes, if you want to, I
Memes,
will
you're
write
stuck
you
with us for life,
the
dude.
most glowing letter of recommendation ever. I'll do it right now if you want one right now.
I'm okay.
You sure?
You're literally doing.
He's going to leave for Gruden in a second.
Oh. But you'd have to fight Gruden. Gruden would like that. He'd be like, feats of strength kind of thing. Let's fight. All right, my who's back. Let's talk about the college football playoff real quick. So we have the college football playoff. Alabama got left out. I feel no remorse for Alabama. I thought there was a chance they were going to sneak them in. I still think they would have snuck them in if SMU did not come back in that game. It was basically the perfect way for SMU to lose in a walk-off bomb of a field goal after coming all the way back. But I don't really care about the teams that are left out. It's like it's like March Madness. We have, I don't know, an hour for me to feel bad, and then I'm excited for more football.
No, you can't feel bad for Alabama.
No.
Because you can just say to Alabama, you lost to Oklahoma.
Well, and the big thing with Alabama fans, which I do not understand, they keep saying, get ready for us to schedule the weakest non-conference opponents possible. They lost all 3 of their games in the conference.
Yeah.
Their 3 losses were Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
Yeah, you beat Wisconsin.
Yeah. They kicked the shit out of
The
them.
non-conference was not the issue. I don't think it was the issue for anyone
No.
that's on the outside looking at you.
No, I don't think so.
You just have to win the games that you should win. Like, they were favored by, I think, 21 points against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I think they lost by 21 points to Oklahoma.
Yeah. No,
That's a pretty big deal.
The only team that you could say the non-conference was maybe a problem was Clemson, just because they had to play Georgia the first game, South Carolina the last game. They lost both those games. If they had not won the ACC championship game, they wouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
So you could make the argument they could have scheduled cupcakes and had one loss and been in.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Dabo Swinney.
Yeah.
After the game,
Zombie.
After the game, he gets on the mic, and the first thing that he says is SMU should be in the playoff too.
Yeah.
Like right away. They said that was the loudest cheer that went up from Clemson, probably because they already knew that they were in.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to give themselves a giant cheer, but when they found out that SMU was also going to make it, they're very happy about that.
I really don't. I care for like maybe 2 seconds, and then it's like, all right, let me look at the bracket, because the bracket is awesome. They're going to have to tweak it. It should be the 4 best teams get a bye, because it's definitely a little lopsided, and it brings us to Penn State getting a dream draw, which, I mean, I think they're heavy favorites over SMU. They'd probably be heavy favorites over Boise State, and so they could theoretically be heavy favorites in both their first 2 games and get to the semis. Whereas Oregon, who is the best team in the country, who's the only undefeated team in the tournament, has to play either Tennessee or Ohio State in the second round, which you could make the argument both those teams are not seeded correctly and should be seeded at 5 and 6.
Well, it's crazy that this is the way that it shook out. But first of all, Max, congratulations on finishing second place in the Big Ten.
Yes.
Big deal.
That was huge.
Yep. And if you had won that game, you would have been fucked maybe.
Defensive Penn State was so bad.
Yeah,
Drew Aller, very good.
It was tough with that linebacker saying Big Ten bully on his eyeball.
They kept showing it. They kept showing it, and then
Dylan Gabriel would just do. Dylan Gabriel is so good at running right up to the line of scrimmage and then throwing a dart. Every time I think he's going to take off, and he just throws it right at the line of scrimmage.
Big Ten bully.
But now if Penn State loses either of these first 2 games,
James
disaster.
Franklin.
It'd be like losing to Washington in the playoffs.
Yeah. And Georgia, I know that everyone keeps saying, like, so Georgia's the 2 seed. Everyone's like, oh, well, Georgia is not Georgia. I understand that. Georgia has lost 4 games, I think, in the last 4 years, and 3 of the 4 are to Alabama. And Alabama's not in this bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know Carson Beck is hurt, which might be a good thing.
Yeah, their backup might be better. Actually, the real question is, how injured is their punter?
Yeah.
Because their punter's a fucking monster.
Yeah. And I'm just excited. I think it's going to be great. I do think there's obviously some flaws in this system, but I don't care. I'm excited for football. I think there'll be an upset we don't think about. I think Arizona State's one of those teams that is so hot right now, and they were 11-1 with their starting quarterback. Why can't they go on a little run?
Scattaboo.
Yeah, Scattaboo's fucking awesome. Notre Dame.
And yeah, Marcus Freeman said that he had to look up Kurt Signetti.
He Googled
today.
him.
He said, I Googled him.
Yeah. And he wins.
Yep.
Yeah. We got the in-state. We got this Indiana going up against each other.
It does rock that we're going to get to see playoff games in home environments.
Yeah.
That's going to be very cool.
It's going to be incredible. You guys have any issues with it? Memes is a Georgia fan.
Only issue I have with it is that Boise State's number 3. I hate it.
I thought you were an Ashton Genty guy.
I am. How scared were you on Friday?
I wasn't scared. I was more just, listen, the Ashton Genty bot army has made it very ugly.
But when he jumped up to plus 400 in that first half,
they have made it very ugly. They've just keep repeating, oh, snaps aren't stats, and just like completely erase the fact that he's playing 2 positions at a very high level.
Stamina.
Yeah.
All he's good at is stamina.
Yeah. And then we just say like we've never seen Ashton Genty before, and we have. His name was Melvin Gordon, or Kevin Smith, or Barry Sanders.
So do you guys want to go pick national champions or Wednesday?
We could do Wednesday.
Fill out your whole bracket.
We could do Wednesday. Oregon's really good. We keep saying no one's good. Oregon went undefeated. And then
Ohio State might be good too.
I'm so curious about Ohio State because it does feel like I think they could win it all, and I think
that game should be in Tennessee.
Yeah,
that's my not that.
Well, no, Ohio State should be the 6th seed,
just for vibes though,
or the 5th seed. Ohio State has a better resume. They beat Penn State head to head. I don't know. Seems like they should get a little bit of. They played on the field. I think Ohio State could either win it all or they could come out and just be like a completely dead team.
Totally flat against Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, that absolutely could happen. Oh, yeah, Kirby Smart ripping Greg Sankey to his face was so funny, even though this is just my favorite part about college football because this is, it's the Ash and Jenny thing. Obviously, I'm unbiased, but everyone has their wars and they fight to the death about it. Kirby Smart saying they put us on the road all these times. They played 8 games in the state of Georgia.
Yeah. They did play the hardest teams possible.
They did.
Outside of Georgia.
This is the problem with the new super conferences. They got to figure out a more balanced schedule, but we all knew it going into it, and they'll figure it out maybe going forward. But,
what did you think of the setup that they had for the college football playoff committee? I didn't see a buffet.
Yep.
I didn't see
wings.
I didn't see any wings. Nobody was drinking beer.
Yep.
A lot of jeans.
They don't represent the true football fan out there. Was it Ward Manuel who was drinking Perrier water?
Yep. Michigan.
Disgusting.
Also, shout out Kirk Herbstreit's son for committing to Michigan.
Yes.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
What do you
Also,
say,
shout
Matt?
out Kyle Long.
Why?
He did a fucking a man tonight.
Oh, he did?
Oh, no.
What'd he tweet?
Fucking a man.
Oh.
Did he delete it?
He edited it, yeah.
Let me look this up.
He just obviously I got tagged a bunch, but
Oh, that's so funny.
he tweeted fucking a man, the Chiefs can't catch a break. Holy shit, thank God there's an edit button.
Okay, but that's different from just fucking a man. Because when you
It had all
tweeted
other
it, you
sense.
literally tweeted.
No. The original tweet was fucking a man. He tweeted the exact same tweet.
Oh, he did?
Oh, and then he edited it.
Fucking a man was the original tweet.
Oh, that's so funny.
Last edited 10:06. Let me look up the revision history here.
Um,
Yeah, but he capitalized A. I think when you did it, it was just fucking a man.
Yeah.
All right, fucking grammar police.
Pug, you carry around mace?
No, that's misinformation from Max. I have a pepper spray emergency, only for emergencies.
But you carry it.
Only in situations where I need to carry it.
Like,
Do you have it here?
Maybe.
Well, that's because he has to work with memes.
Yeah. That's
No, it was just even in the New York office too. Some late nights, walking home late,
Yeah.
getting in, train station. So
You got a whistle?
No.
You got to get a whistle.
Somebody was carrying a mic stand around the office and he thought it was a gun.
Oh, my God. I didn't know you were a Karen. Karen.
Do you have a medic alert bracelet?
No. Should I get one?
Yeah. What did you fall?
Sounds like you should get one. Okay. Anything you want to say, Beams, about numbers? Are we past you almost quitting on Friday?
We're past that.
Okay.
I still work here. I'm employed.
Okay, good. That was a tense moment.
I still work here.
Yeah.
I still work here.
Yeah. And you still got we did the numbers. You still have so many days before we can say that you're the worst of all time.
But I got it.
No, you didn't. PFT got it. Okay, numbers.
Is memes picking his own
Yeah, we agreed on that last time.
for forever? Okay.
Yeah.
3.
11.
I'll go 2. Hey, PFT, have you ever got this on your own?
17.
I'll go 77.
94 Pope.
17.
Nope.
21.
45.
81.
Oh, I thought that was 21.
81.
Love you guys.
Stupid.